Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another wonderful episode of the ADHD Gamer, episode number 31. We all have big smirks on our face here. Yes, I see that. John fucked me up, actually, in the beginning of this. So, guys, if you don't know, obviously, you probably should have if you made it to this point. But if you're just joining us, this is ADHD Gamer. We are your weekly nerd culture and video game news podcast. You can check us out anywhere, really. Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at... pretty much ADHD Gamer Podcast. Check us out. And then also on audio, for your audio listening needs on podcast services, really anywhere you want. iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you go on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a rating, 5 stars if you will, and give us a little comment and let us know what we're doing wrong or what you would like us to see. So I am one of your hosts, Mike McMahon, and as always, I'm joined by Mr. Jonathan Franklin.
What's up, y'all?
And then joined by Mr. Adam Hammonds.
How's it going, guys?
It's another wonderful day here in paradise. Doing nothing really, buddy.
What fucking paradise are you living in?
Well,
hellhole of this
I don't know if you know this, John, but there is a saying that white people usually use, and another day in paradise means another day in hell. So that's a normal thing.
I don't disagree.
When I am at work and somebody
I thought you were going to go with a different, white saying. And
what do you mean by a different white saying? What's the other white saying?
Adam, you start throwing white power out there, I'm going to kick your ass.
That was definitely a white power type thing. I want everybody to know that you can find this guy on Facebook at Adam Hammonds.
And that we do not support
do not support him at all on
That's
ADHD
why I'm an
Gamer.
intern, not a full employee.
Correct. You are an intern. You do not. We can fire you. That's pretty much how that goes. So, guys, I'm going to start a new segment right now.
Oh.
Actually, I made Adam change his shirt because this. So, guys, I'm gonna start a new segment called Topless. This is going to be for all of you, basically video watchers, if you will. Audio listeners, I'll explain it to you much best way as possible. But also, if you feel like it, please go watch us on YouTube at ADHD Gamer Podcast. So, basically, what I want to do in this segment each week is I have so many either video game or just nerd culture shirts, which I'm sure you guys do as well. I'm sure you've collected them over the years. I don't really get to show mine off much besides like going places, which I mean, at that point you're not really showing it off, you're just kind of fucking wearing it.
Basically.
So kind of what I want to do is kind of put your shirt on blast, if you will, and kind of show everybody and kind of tell everybody like where you got it from in case they're interested in it. So John, we'll start with you, bud.
Alrighty. Well, I have a nice cool shirt right here. It's a little Darth Vader.
What's that say?
It says best dad in the galaxy.
In the galaxy.
So in the galaxy, absolutely, because we all know Darth Vader did such a great job.
He did a wonderful job.
Yeah, I mean, look how well his kids did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, one became a queen.
One did become a queen.
But I believe I got this shirt from a con, Turtle Tea.
Turtle Tea is actually a website. They're pretty good. I was going to ask you if that was a Turtle Tea shirt because they all have that same kind of. They all have kind of
same art design.
Yeah, that same art design.
Yeah.
Adam, oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Jonathan. You have something to say?
No. I was just saying. Yep, that's where I got it from.
Okay, cool. Fuck you, Adam. Let's move on to.
I am also sporting a Star Wars. It's
You're not showing. Fuck you, dude. You're ruining my segment right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jesus.
You're a goddamn. God, dude. I can't see. This is why we can't have anything nice.
You can't do nice things.
We can't do nice
around.
It is a poster from the 1977 hit classic Star Wars in a monochromic orange green.
I did not know you knew that word.
So.
Adam, your head's really big right now. By the way,
I did not know you knew that word.
Yeah. Courtney got this for me for Christmas, so.
I like this shirt. It's very nice. I am sporting. I'm gonna have to move my mic here. I am sporting a Deadpool Sailor Moon shirt that says "In the name of the moon, fuck you." This is from Shirt Punch. I actually just received this week. They had a Black Friday sale. I actually just got these. I've been pretty pissed off at this company for a while. I thought they were stealing my money, but they were just behind. Problem was there was no communication. So Shirt Punch, hey, if you fuckers want to get a sponsorship to us, I'll stop bitching at you about my orders. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's not really that serious. Just telling people where we got stuff. So in case they want to get it, man, it's a pretty simple process.
I'm down with it.
Thank you. I actually didn't even make a thing for this. So I need you guys to also think about a name, because I did not have a name for this episode this week. So why don't we roll? So start thinking about names while we're going, or listen while we're talking, because normally we say something stupid as fuck, if you will. I might go with topless, so think about something better than topless for right now. Gentlemen, why don't we hop into what we're playing?
Okay.
Sound good?
Who goes first? Him?
Let's see. No, we always go with John first. I'm going to give Adam the benefit of the doubt here. And Adam, why don't you go with what you've been playing, buddy?
I have been playing, and I actually beat Need for Speed Heat. This
do you mean this game that's on the screen?
That game right there.
Oh my God! Oh. Is there something new that Michael's doing? Okay, all right.
Fangirl!
Fangirl! All right.
So I played it. I beat it. It was a fun game. At a certain point, difficulty kind of just goes out the window because you've upgraded your car so much. And so, I'm running a 300 plus performance and like 250 races and just blowing everybody out of the water.
Right.
But it is fun. Love the customization and everything. And a little bit of a spoiler.
If you don't want to hear this, skip 30 seconds ahead.
Yeah. The last race boss, whatever, you actually take down the BMW from Most Wanted.
The M3?
And the M3.
That's pretty awesome.
Silver and blue, and you actually get that vehicle at the end. Once you beat it, you get it, and then you customize it, and then you can't change any of the graphics or performance or anything of it, or you can change the performance. You can't change any of the graphics or the bodywork on it. So it's just that it's the BMW from Most Wanted.
That's pretty awesome.
And then that's freaking cool.
When you complete the drift challenges, you get the I think it's the 350Z from Underground 2, and then when you do the races, you get the Skyline from Underground, and do the off-road, you get the truck from Heat. So they feature a lot of like the main cars from the past video games, and it's just really cool, kind of like little throwbacks.
That is pretty awesome, especially because some of the other Need for Speed games have not been promising, if you will. So that's pretty cool. They aim back to some of these. So what I want to start doing when you play a kind of a newer game, I don't want to say obviously for older games. I guess you could if you wanted to. Adam, I want you to give a recommendation, and yes, you can say this as a ADHD gamer. Give a recommendation. Since me and Jonathan haven't played this, you did. I want to start giving recommendations to people. Like, is this we'll say recommended or not recommended, or if this is your style, will be like a middle type thing. Kind of like, it's okay, but if you like this, you'll like it. So recommended, not recommended, or kind of a
If you like racing games for fun, definitely recommended.
Arcade, right? Because this is not a simulation. This is an arcade.
Correct. If you like simulation, then you would still probably enjoy it, but it's not necessarily going to be your cup.
And just in case people you're not sure between the difference, Arcade Racer is more of a Need for Speed. Simulation is more of a Forza or a Gran Turismo.
Right.
In case you're wondering,
actual Forza Motorsport.
Yes.
Not Horizon.
Not Horizon. Horizon is more of arcadey. Yeah.
Adam, if I really loved Most Wanted, and I really loved like Underground 2, would I like Heat?
You would love Heat.
Fuck. I mean, I've been thinking about picking it up, but I don't know.
I'm in, especially after the prices that I've seen I can get it at. I'm in.
Yeah, because CD Keys has it for like $26 right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jonathan, I'll tell you what. I'll get it. Jonathan, can me and Jonathan race together? Can all three of us race together?
Can we?
You can do online races.
You have it on Xbox, don't you?
I do, but I don't know the cross compatibility. I don't
know if it's cross-play or not. Jonathan, we should get it and race. By the way, we need to play Wolfenstein Youngblood because I bought those keys a while back.
Yeah?
Yeah, I sent it to you and gave it to you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Shit, where is that key?
I gave it to you and you put it into Bethesda and it worked.
Did it?
Yes.
No,
that's so long ago.
Is not cross-platform.
There is no crossplay. I don't know why I want to play Youngblood, but I do. So it's not crossplay. So it would have to be you would have to end up having it on PC again. So basically, me and John. So this does have a story mode. This does have
a relatively short story mode.
Right, like normal.
I think I beat it in like 10 hours. If that, that's
But
not the main focus of everything.
Main focus of everything is just basically is there like something kicking me in the face saying, hey, you need to do these fucking online races, or is it something where it's like I can do everything by myself and be okay?
You can do everything by yourself. I mean, once you do those online or do the story races, you unlock different more races. And once you get to a certain point, you can play old races but on a higher difficulty.
Okay. All right, cool.
So that way you're not just doing the same low level shit.
I think I might be in for this actually, because I've been waiting for you to tell me if it's worth it.
I definitely would say it's worth it. And also something else I've been messing around, and we'll probably go into this a little bit later on, is GeForce Now.
You mean this thing?
That thing right there.
Oh,
the new way to game?
The new way to game.
The more and more professional we get, I want you to know I am going to smile from ear to ear, and I'm possibly going to have an erection every time that I do something that's professional.
So this is something geared for somebody like me. So I don't have
somebody that's a
PC.
broke bitch.
Correct. I have a NVIDIA GeForce 635, which is basically the size of my cell phone graphics card.
Yeah.
So it sucks. I can't run anything. I can barely get any game to boot up, let alone play on any kind of FPS.
Okay.
What I do have is a great hardline internet connection. I have 400 down. So what GeForce Now does is, it's in beta now, and I got approved for the beta, is I can basically stream my game from a better PC.
Right.
So I've been playing around on Destiny 2, and I have been playing Destiny 2 locked at 60 frames a second, 1080p, full HD, full graphics on my shitty-ass PC.
Now,
because I have the great... Go ahead.
Are you playing this in a browser, or are you playing this do they give you an app to download?
It's a standalone application on the computer.
Okay.
And
now, I've done this already, but I want you to tell people where can they go to apply? Can people still go to apply for this?
Yep. They can go to apply to this. I applied to this like randomly. I forget what show it was. We were on here. We were talking about something, and I decided to look. I think it was around the Stadia launch.
Okay.
And I looked it up and applied for it and got approved. And basically what it does, I open up the GeForce Now application, I pick the game, that then launches a different window, which basically opens up Steam at that point, or whatever the game launcher is.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as I own that game, I can play it and stream it.
Awesome.
And they have many, many titles.
John, from when Adam was texting me about this the other day, he was telling me that you can do some Steam, like you can almost we can probably almost play anything in your Steam library, is from what he was telling me. He's telling me there's a lot of games that are compatible in your Steam library. Like I seen Witcher 3's on there. There's a couple things that are like compatible that are on there, and eventually this will come. I mean, I know if you have a NVIDIA Shield, I believe you can do this as of now. You can play it on your Shield. Okay. Yeah, it's a really fun thing. From what I've heard nothing but good things about GeForce Now. Of course, the streaming stuff's kind of weird, but I mean, streaming from your PC is something it's been around for a while. But this is something that I've been wanting to look into and actually applied for the other day when Adam tested it and said it worked pretty well. So yeah,
well, I mean, like I said, it's geared for somebody like me who doesn't have good hardware to run. So it's interesting to, like I said, have that, Destiny 2 locked at 60 frames a second, full HD graphics, and not have any kind of hiccups.
Right. That's good, man.
So I like it, and if I had more games on Steam, I would play that a lot more.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm gonna check that out because that sounds cool as shit.
Yeah.
So is that all you've been playing this week, bud?
Yes.
Okay. And so if people wanted to go apply for this beta and go put in for it, where would they need to go? What would they need to Google or anything of that nature?
Just I googled GeForce Now. Let me.
Yeah, I believe it's GeForce Now. GeForce Now beta is you could do, and it would, or GeForce Now, and it would even come up like that.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well,
awesome.
Let's move on to John. John, why don't you tell us what you've been playing?
I've been basically playing the same old, busy as hell, but I've been playing the new Apex Legends event.
You mean this thing that's on screen?
Oh, yeah, that? Man, you are like really good at this stuff.
Thank you. I'm getting better. I'm getting all the people that actually pay attention to this that actually do this shit professionally are like, man, this guy's dumb as fuck because that shit's really easy to do. And I'm like, yes, I am, but I'm loving it. Thank you.
But you know what? For such a small thing that we've got, like that's pretty fucking cool, right?
That's right.
I mean, Jesus. But I've been playing the new modes, man. Like they had what did they have? They had Gold Rush Duos, which is obviously it's a duos match where everything is gold. Everything's maxed out, all your weapons that you pick up, and you just blast the fuck out of each other. That was okay. They did Live Die Live, which was actually a really fun mode. If all your other teammates die, all you had to do was escape where you're at, and if you're inside the ring, they respawn, which is something that doesn't happen in Apex Legends.
Right.
And but now, as of today, they started. Well, maybe it's today. What's today? The 20th.
Today is the 19th. Like as of right now, like 12 o'clock, it's 19th. It's the 19th.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, as of today, they did third-person mode. So third-person mode is really fucking weird.
I want to do it.
Well, at first it threw me the fuck off because I couldn't understand it. I couldn't get it right. But now I'm slaughtering bitches with it. Like, it is really fun mode because nobody else can play it correctly.
I want to do it so bad because back in the day, I forgot what Call of Duty it was. One of the Call of Duties, actually, my brother can probably tell me. Blatant Center Representative. Blatant, which Call of Duty had that third-person mode? Modern Warfare 3, thank you. Modern Warfare 3 had a third-person mode that you would go into, and I loved it. Everybody fucking hated it, and I fucking loved it because I love something where you're so used to playing in first person where you give a third-person mode, and you can try and go into it. So I need to. Is that going on right now?
Right now, we can play after this.
We're going to play after this show.
Well, if you're any good at hip fire and shit, man, like
I'm wonderful at hip firing. I can't aim. Right. I can't aim to save my goddamn life.
I can aim, but I've noticed that aiming is a big fucking hindrance in this mode. Okay. So if you just lock on target, especially if you have a shotgun, blasting bitches. I have been getting kills out the fucking ass after I figured out how to play it right.
Awesome.
So we need to play this after the show.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Yeah. So is that how you've been playing? Anything else you want to tell people?
Yeah. Oh, keep an eye out for maybe a new website I'm maybe trying to work on.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to tell everybody about that.
I didn't. Oh, okay. I didn't, but
okay.
That's part of the reason I'm probably not going to play much games next week either.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
So Mike, work on that. What have you been playing, sir?
Did you speak out of turn again?
I did.
I don't like you. All right. I have been, so first of all, I'm going to tell everybody that I have been playing a lot of something called Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Have you ever heard of this? Anybody?
I have never heard of this game before in my entire life, dude.
So
can you tell me more about it?
I sure can. Super Smash Bros. Originally came on the N64, and it was a fun game, but I never got into fighting games. I was not massively big into fighting games, so I never got into it. And then, for some reason, I bought Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for some odd reason, and it's just as fun as people that love it put it out to be. Like, the game is a fucking blast, dude. I've been using Pac-Man and kicking ass with Pac-Man. I'm also playing on possibly a lower difficulty instead of normal. I might be playing on an easier difficulty so I can learn. I'm just trying to learn to play because people get in Smash and put in work. I did move it up to normal last night, and it's not much harder, so I mean it's fine. Normal difficulty is fine for me. Now I ain't going up into that hard shit though. Them bitches are putting in work. But the game's fun. I'm fully enjoying it. I'm having a blast. I'm gonna get my ass kicked a lot. I got a feeling I'm gonna play a little bit online and go get my ass smashed. But I've been loving it, man. It's been a blast of a game.
Is the controls technical at all, or is it similar to just like the old N64, just certain little things?
Yeah, it's certain little things. I mean, they have like down B, up B, left and right B. Left and right B do kind of the same thing, and you have up B. Up B does like a up special, and then down B does a down special, and then you have a super smash move and all that kind of good stuff. It's a fun process. You'd have to see it. It's really hard for me to explain to you. Okay. There's actually, in one of our news stories, there was a new Smash character announced this week, so we'll be talking about that in a little bit. That's actually your fifth and final character of the Fighter Pass, the first Fighter Pass. Adam, you were saying something before Jonathan interrupted you.
Oh, it's okay. I'm learning my place.
Good, thank you. About time.
So there's a great YouTube channel, and I mean, he's got 2.2 million subscribers, so he doesn't need my shout out. But Did You Know Gaming has a great little series on Smash and different rumors and kind of fun facts through, the original 64 through Melee Brawl and then to Ultimate. So it was a really cool video to check out.
I may have to actually watch that because I'm really enjoying watching these little things about the different characters and stuff. So I'm kind of like thoroughly enjoying that. So we'll have to check that out. Also, I am playing. So I don't know if you gentlemen remember back in the 90s, Adam. This was
before I was born.
I don't really think so.
Make the joke for you.
No, I don't really think so. Actually, I think this might have been. Actually, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I'll tell you if it was before your time.
It was on the Game Boy, so.
I remember having this. Actually, this was 1994. So.
I was born.
There was Shaq Fu was out back in the day. I have been playing a little Kickstarter game called Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn. And let me tell you about some fucking Shaq Fu. So first thing first, I will tell you, if you are offended very easily, do not play this game. There are tranny things in this. There are tranny jokes in here. There are racial jokes in here. There are any kind of jokes you want to in here. Your main bosses that you fight. So your first boss you fight is a guy that pretty much is Chris Brown. Your second boss you fight is a I don't really know what they're calling this guy. But you basically fight like celebrities in here. Like there's a Justin Bieber boss in here. There is a Kim Kardashian boss, which is basically a giant ass. It's hilarious. The main boss in this game is fucking Kanye. It's hilarious.
It's Kanye?
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. So also there was DLC for this game called Barack Fu. And if you guys look at the screen here, you will see this wonderful little graphic of it's called The Adventures of Dirty Barry. And the fact of like at the end of this DLC, man, he's so excited because he fought Kanye, he did his steak, and they say Kanye like CON -YE, so they can't get fucking sued, which is, they should still get fucking sued over this. Like, it's a bunch of Russian developers who did a Kickstarter, and like I told you guys, this game breaks the fourth wall of things like, oh man, play that new track. Oh shit, we didn't get enough money in Indiegogo to do that. And different things of that nature. Like, Shaq stops at one point and is like, hey, game designer, let me talk to you. And then you hear the game designer, yeah, what's up, Shaq? Hey man, kick this fucking music up. This shit sucks ass. And then and Shaq actually voices his character in this whole game. So it's hilarious. No, Barack Obama does not voice his character in this. I wish, but I don't think he would have anyway. So Michelle Obama,
I don't know. He's pretty cool.
He is awesome, but yeah. I honestly don't think he would have done it because they use Michelle Obama as a prostitute in the end of the game. It's hilarious, dude. I'm telling you, Adam, this is why I told you to go play this game so that we could talk about this together and we could enjoy this and laugh about it.
Working on trying to acquire a copy.
I have the physical copy here. I've already told you I would give it to you. I don't even care if I get it back at this point. I just wanted to play it one time, and it's great. I love it. This game is amazing.
All I need is for 5 seconds to.
So, critics hated this game. Critics fucking destroyed it.
Of course they did.
It got destroyed. It's because it's offensively funny. If you have an offensively funny mind and you enjoy that stuff, or not enjoy it, but if you laugh at stuff like that, like you don't really care that it's offensive, because it's just funny to you, just like dumb comedy, if you will. Like if you enjoy like Will Ferrell dumb comedy, you will enjoy this. If you enjoy like dumb comedy, you will love it. And dude, it's a fucking blast. I love every single bit of it. Yeah, man, it's a blast. I've been enjoying it a lot.
Cool.
That's about it. That's about all I've been playing. I guess we can hop into some. Do we usually hop into the news from here? I'm guessing. I would guess let's go ahead and hop into some news.
Typically, I believe.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 news stories today. It's been 2 great weeks of news.
Which is nice.
Yeah,
this early in the year.
It is. So gentlemen, if you will, you don't even have to open this link if you don't want to. I'll do it.
Yeah.
This is something I meant to put on last week and I didn't get to do it. So this goes with something that we'll be doing later on and we'll be talking about later on. But I wanted to throw it in here because it's pretty fucking awesome. So if you guys didn't know, I threw a little video up here for our audio listeners, for everybody to see. Microsoft came out with a adaptive controller a while back for people with disabilities so that they could try and game. And if you know, that thing's like $300, and then the switches and buttons and stuff for that adaptive controller are like $300 to $400 sometimes. Sometimes they can be very, very, very pricey, unless you make your own, which you can do that. That was a very loud crack of your knuckles there. I heard that.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I just want to tell you it was pretty loud. So Logitech has an adaptive kit that goes with the adaptive. It's designed for the Xbox adaptive controller, and this whole set of buttons and switches and all that good stuff. So in there you get 3 small buttons, 3 large buttons, 2 variable triggers, 4 light touch buttons, a red hook and loop game board, flexible hook and loop game board, 2 label sheets, hook and loop attachment stickers, hook and loop ties, and then the documentation, of course. And you get all of this for $100. It was originally, I think, $150 or $200. Might have even been $250. Logitech knocked the price down so they can help people get this stuff and get into it. I love this. I love what Logitech's doing. I love Logitech stuff. This is the reason I will continue to use Logitech G series, not just G series, but Logitech stuff. Period. Because I have a G533 headset that I love. I have a G600 mouse that I use. The G915 keyboard I want. I like Logitech as a company. I've always liked Logitech as a company, and them doing shit like this of making accessibility easier to other people is something I love. And eventually later on in the year, you guys will understand why this is such a big story on ADHD Gamer. Actually, probably the next couple of months, you guys will understand why this is a big story. So I'll let you guys go ahead and talk a little bit about this. Adam, John, what do you guys think about this here? I'm sure you guys have been watching the pictures scroll by here and seeing the stuff they're putting out.
I mean, really, it's about time they did something for, like, anybody did anything for disabled gamers. Like, this is a really cool setup. It obviously they did a lot to make it more affordable and make it accessible. And I think that's fantastic, man. Like, this is a really cool story. And I would expect somebody like Logi to do it. You can pull the
Switch out if you want to and put the Joy-Cons on. Adam, what do you think, bud?
I'm looking at...
If you want to play something, you pull the Switch out and put the Joy-Cons on it. And you can play something if you want to play while Blake's playing it. I'm just letting you know. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Looking at the...
okay, just let you know.
Pictures of, like, actually, like, disabled people using it, and it's great because, you know, they find their own way to make this work.
Yeah, they do, dude. I mean, I've watched multiple...
It's great because it's, like, so customizable for, you know, each person's specific disability, and it's just...
I've watched so many videos, dude, of people making different ways to disable people, making ways to do things. I mean, you've seen the video here in the behind the adaptive gaming kit. I don't want to play it right now, but you guys can go to Logitech's website and check this out under their product page. But it's very awesome, man. It's awesome the way they do things. Able Gamers is a wonderful charity who me, John, and Adam will actually talk about a lot over the next year, or possibly multiple years. Of basically, you can donate to their charity, and this charity will basically make custom controllers, custom ways for disabled gamers to play. And here at ADHD Gamer, we love that. I love that. Jonathan loves that. Adam loves that. We love the idea of it, and it's awesome. It's an awesome experience. And a main thing they use is the adaptive controller, because it has so many ways of plugging stuff in and doing things. I think it's a wonderful process. I think it's something that has needed to happen for a very long time. Yeah. So guys, check.
Gaming is such a big part of all of our lives.
It is.
I know, Mike, you've said before how, you know, gaming, you know, has, you know, helped you and put you on the right path and saved your life. And
oh, dude, it has saved me multiple times. I mean, there's been multiple times of. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's been such a great escape. You know, having a shitty day, you can come get in this fantasy world and kind of forget about your own troubles.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, it's
especially
been
people who can't use their legs. You know, be this great warrior who runs around and stomps the shit out of people.
Yeah, that, and so, I mean, it's been multiple times of me finding out my friends getting in accidents, but I wanted to stay home and play Call of Duty, or I wanted to go home and stay and play. It's been multiple times like that. And yes, this, like you said, Adam, this is good for somebody who, let's say you got somebody who can't walk anymore, and let's say you got somebody who can't walk and can't really use hand motion a lot, but they can go into they can go play Jedi Fallen Order now, and now they can kick somebody's ass as a Jedi, and that kind of stuff is fucking awesome, man. It's really cool for people, and I think this is wonderful. Yeah.
Hey, touching back on what you said about helping like mental health and stuff like that. When the podcast I was talking to you about, when I went to Comic-Con this week, for people who didn't know, in Central Florida, it's a small Comic-Con in Lakeland. And I met with some other people that were doing another podcast. And while I was talking to them, one of them is actually a clinical psychologist, and she is doing research on the benefits of video games for mental health.
Good.
And how that affects people. And she was just going on and on about it. It's really cool, some of the stuff that she's getting. And she is writing a book about how a role-playing game, and actually inventing playing game that is specifically meant to help people with anxiety, PTSD, and all that stuff.
Which is awesome, man, because what people don't realize, and I'm gonna say this a lot, people, and I need you to understand that it's not a diss on people. I just want them to understand the boomer generation, if you will, the older generation, the I'm going to say older than 60 and 70 years old generation doesn't understand that video games can be a good thing for people. I can tell you that if I have a shit day at work, I come home and I sit in my game room and I play a game, and my wife's like, oh, he must be stressed out. It's a thing. It's a way of taking me into another world. It takes me into, for myself, this is me, of course. And my daughter, my 8-year-old daughter, is now getting that way with Pokemon, to where if she's having a bad day or something, she will come home and play Pokemon Sword, or she will come home and play Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu, and go into another world and just freaking de-stress. And it is something that is wonderful about that, and because mental health is actually, to me, mental health is more important than physical health.
Absolutely.
Mental health will fuck you up more than anything in the world. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we've seen it multiple times with friends, or I've had multiple friends commit suicide over stuff, and I mean, things of that nature. It's horrible. So that's awesome that they're doing that, and that's an awesome study. I think that study is great.
Too often video games are painted into a negative light that makes kids violent or whatever. And
that happens a lot. And I can tell you what does that, Adam, and you would agree with me, as well as you would, Jonathan. It's the parents. If you're going to let your kid just sit around and play video games all day and let them be a dickhead, then there's a problem. But if you do the right thing, like I will tell you, I will sit here and play fucking something for 9, 10, 12, 14 hours if I can. But my daughter, on the other hand, I will stop her from playing. I will stop her from screen time, because that's what a parent's supposed to do. You're supposed to parent your child. And the thing is no, I'm not going to let her sit in front of a screen for multiple hours on end, because why? She's too young. Another thing, she has other things to do. She should be playing outside. She should be doing different things. And I love her playing video games. It's just I'm just not going to let her do that. Now it's, and eventually one day, when she gets older and it keeps her out of trouble, you want to stay home and sit beside me and we can play Pokemon together? Fuck, let's do it. If it'll keep you out of trouble, that's awesome. I mean, it's
playing together as a family. I try to do that with my kid. That's bonding time. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's bonding time.
And to say that video games cause that sort of behavior and say that it causes violence, bullshit. Well, there are so many other factors involved, man. There's just so much crap.
It's just like when you see all these mass shootings happen, man. Now we're going into a whole other tangent, but just saying one last thing about it. You see all these mass shootings happen, and they always try to blame video games. It's always a blame. I mean, you've seen the thing Trump said a while back about blaming video games for the problem and blah 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 blah. It's not the fucking problem. It's the people. The people. It's we've talked about it multiple times. I have played GTA 5 multiple times, and I'm not going to hijack somebody's car and shoot them because of this. My little brother has been playing GTA 5 since that came out in 2015, so he was 12 at that point. He's been playing probably since the start of it when I bought it, and you don't see him going and shooting up cars. You know, he was 12 at that time, so you know he probably shouldn't even be playing this. But it's stuff like that. You know, it's fucking really dumb.
It's really how you use it. I mean, if you're using it in an improper way, just like anything in life, of course it's going to be negative.
Yep.
There's negative ways to use everything. Doesn't mean that it causes that. You already have that intent formed in your mind to do this, just like you can say, I mean, just from religion or, you know, politics, those things can lead to shootings and things too.
Sure
just
can.
Because people develop hate, you know?
Can.
So there's no way.
No,
we can go on forever about it.
We could, and I mean, this was one of my topics in can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. This was one of my topics actually in I didn't see my levels going up. This was one of my topics in college when I was in Comp 2. I had they made us pick a topic and talk about it as much as possible. It was like first paper you ever write in Comp 2 when I was at Polk Community. And then it was Polk Community, now it's Polk State. But I went in and basically it was, are video games bad for people? And it was kind of simple like that, of just explaining multiple scientific things on, hey, this is fucking science. Video games aren't bad. It's not them. Yeah. It's just it's you being a dumbass. It's you knowing how to parent your child. And a lot of it, once again, starts with what? Parenting. If you notice your kids doing a lot of weird things, find out what's going on. Find out what you need to do. I hate parents that put a screen in front of their kid just so they can go do what they want to. Yeah. I will tell you, am I guilty of it? Yes, I am. I am a normal individual human being. My child has been crying before, and I'm like, here, play with your tablet while I go do this one thing real quick. Yes, I have done that, but at the same time, there are parents that do that constantly, and if you do it constantly, then yes, there is a problem with that. Because now you're showing your child no affection or no attention, and yes, they will remember that kind of stuff, and that's the kind of things that draws people to doing these things, because they're not being parented, you know.
Yeah. Right. If you're not actively evaluating what's going on your child's PC, console, whatever, you're not doing yourself a service as a parent, and you're not doing your kids a service as a parent. Right. I make sure I know every fucking game that my children play. I know the content, and I evaluate every time. Are they mature enough to play this game? Is this a right game for them? Maybe it's not for some 12-year-olds, but for this 12-year-old, it might.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. I mean, it's just like I talk about with my brother was 12, played GTA 5. I mean, he's mature enough to where it's kind of one of the things where he's not a dumbass. You know, he's not going to go out and do the dumb stuff that he sees he does right from wrong. You know, that's the thing. And he might talk shit and say, oh, but no, he's not. He's not a dumbass, you know. And the thing is it's the same thing with parenting. It's you have to. I've seen multiple parents say, "Oh, well, you gotta give me some way so I can know this kid can't play this game." Well, it is, people. It's called an ESRB, and it's on the bottom. It's on the bottom corner of every fucking video game you will ever fucking buy.
Parents don't pay attention to it.
It's E through M. Fucking watch it. If a game says M rated, if a game's M rated, guess what? You got to be 17 or older to buy that game. So you should know that yes, you are a parent. Yes, you're 17 or older, but does your child need to play this game? And you know, we get into a weird rabbit hole there of now they're starting to do like loot box stuff as mature content. There are certain games that are mature now because of loot box stuff. Like eventually, sports games will be a mature video game because of loot box stuff. So yes, would I buy my child Madden when they're young? Yes, I would, because that's obvious. But the ESRB is there to help you as much as you don't think it is. Like for me, it doesn't matter because I'm 30 years old. You know, I just go in and buy whatever the fuck I want to, but it's there to help you.
But you know what? ESRB came out so long ago. Do you parents not know that you have this wonderful, I don't know if you've heard it before, it's on the internet, it's called Google, and you can Google exactly what's in that fucking game, exactly what the content is.
Sure can.
Period. Actually, I'm sure there's 100 blogs about there about each game.
The thing is, all you gotta do is go in the store and look at the box and turn the box over, and I believe the box actually has, you know, strong content, nudity, whatever in it. You know, it'll say that. You know,
so Need for Speed Heat on the box. You know, language and mild violence. And for playing that game, I can, that was really the only two issues: some language, and then potentially, crashing cars into, other cars.
Yeah, I mean, it's like going to buy your kid. Once again, we talk about GTA, but it's like going to buy your kid The Witcher 3, right? And that's got, for one thing, it's got nudity in it. For one thing, it's got, decapitation in it. It's got all kinds of things. I mean, obviously, you're not going to let a fucking 9-year-old play that, or you shouldn't. If you want to, that's cool. Whatever you want. My kids have seen me play games they shouldn't, and then I look at it and I'm like, you probably shouldn't be watching that. And then I turn it off and I play it when they're not around. But something like Kingdom Hearts 3. I will play that in front of them, or because you're beating the fuck out of people, but there's no really blood. There's not anything. You're not beating up any Disney characters that might ruin their freaking life. You're not.
You're beating up the bad people.
Yeah, you're beating up the bad people, and you try to explain that the best way possible. We went off on a weird tangent there.
We did. Touching back on one thing real quick.
Go ahead.
When Courtney had her surgery, I had to write a couple papers for missing a couple of days. And one of the papers I wrote was the benefits of video game in surgery, because a lot of surgeries are going now to robotic surgeries and laparoscopic. And through that, I've been told many times that I have great, hand-eye coordination, because, you do these very, small motions, and things are sometimes backwards in surgery using these instruments. And because I've been playing video games for so long that, I have these very delicate hand motions, because you play video games and I'm just used to moving a joystick, slightly one way or the other. So, essentially robotic surgery is basically the surgeon sitting at a screen, doing this. So, yes, video games can help in many different ways. Right.
Yeah.
So it's just all how you use it.
Mike, you said you've played some games in front of your kids before that you probably shouldn't have. Right. You remember me telling you the first time I played God of War?
Yes, I remember you telling me you played God of War.
Yeah, I'll tell for the listeners is I sat down, didn't know. I picked up the old God of War game, popped it in PlayStation, and I had both my sons sit next to me. And, first level is kind of cool. Holy shit tits. Boop. Yep. Turn it off as fast as possible. Had no idea.
Yeah.
Just saw the violence in there. I was like, it's just because of violence. Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it was like, all right, hey kids, all right, cover both your eyes and whoop, we're done.
The thing is, dude, it's like I talked to somebody recently about do you remember the first pair of boobs you ever seen?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that was you two or not that I talked to about, but it was kind of one of the things where it was like, oh no, it was on I was on the Offensive Line podcast. I was on Eric Filling's Offensive Line podcast last week, and we were talking about it. First pair of boobs you ever seen, I can probably tell you it was in a movie that my mom and Tommy were watching my mom and dad were watching way back in the day, and I can't remember. And I remember my mom watching it and be like, oh shit, I forgot that was in here. And hand going over my face, but with her shit spread like this so I can still see. So I remember seeing that personally. It was hilarious. But that would be a thing. I mean, that happens sometimes, you just got to kind of remember it, and that's okay. I mean, kids are going to see stuff they shouldn't, whether it's at your house, whether it's at a friend's house, whether it's at blah, blah, it's going to happen eventually. Just people just think more on it. But anyway, that's the adaptive controller from Logitech.
Yeah, sweet. Hey, that's really cool, man.
Hey, Logitech, thank you for doing a good thing. Good job, people.
Good job.
And the reason this is a thing, by the way, people, is this has been out for a long time. The reason this is a thing is because they dropped the price tag down from whatever it was. It was some outrageous price down to $99, and it's going to stay at that price. That's why this is on here. So I like that Logitech did that. Next big story here, guys. This came up on Twitter one night at about 3 a.m. while I was at work, and I posted this on here. PlayStation will not attend E3 this year, 2020, for the second year in a row, which more along the line goes with my story that E3 is dying. So a little quote, gentlemen, I'm going to read a quote here, and then I'll let you guys say what you will about it. So this article comes to us from Christopher Dring at GameIndustry.biz. This was the original article. I guess this was an exclusive that they took on this. So, PlayStation will miss E3 for a second year in a row. The firm told GameIndustry.biz that it does not feel the vision for the event is right for what it has planned for this year. Instead, it will attend hundreds of consumer events to showcase upcoming games for PS4 and PS5. I'm also going to tell you what that means to me. I will let you say what you want to, but I'll tell you what that means to me in a minute. Quote, after thorough evaluation, SIE has decided not to participate in E3 2020, end quote, said a Sony Interactive Entertainment spokesperson. Quote, we have great respect for the ESA as an organization, but we do not feel the vision of E3 2020 is the right venue for what we are focused on this year, end quote. Quote, we will build upon our global event strategy in 2020 by participating in hundreds of consumer events across the globe. Our focus is on making sure fans feel part of the PlayStation family and have access to play their favorite content. We have a fantastic lineup of titles coming to PlayStation 4, and with the upcoming launch of PlayStation 5, we are truly looking forward to a year of celebration with our fans, end quote. So, let me read this last little part. PlayStation has used E3 as the place to unveil details of its next console since the very beginning, attending the first E3 in 1995 to detail the US launch of the original PlayStation. The company's success at E3 2013 was viewed as a major moment in the build-up to PS4, which resulted in Sony claiming its market leadership from Xbox, because if you remember right, Xbox fucked up at their E3. So there's an update in this article. You know what? I don't think I got a little bit of this article. I'll just read the rest of it. The rest of it says, however, E3 organizer, the ESA, has struggled to satisfy all of its members who have been split over what they want the show to be. Some publishers such as EA and Sony want to see E3 become a fan celebration of games, whereas others would rather the event remain an industry-focused affair, which is kind of what I want. Even though I really want to go to E3, I like the industry part because I can watch it. I really enjoy watching it from home. Back to the article. The ESA has tried to satisfy both groups by introducing some consumer elements to E3, but with limited success. There's an update in here. In response to the news, an ESA spokesperson said, E3 is a signature event celebrating the video game industry and showcasing the people, brands, and innovations redefining entertainment loved by billions of people around the world. E3 2020 will be an exciting, high-energy show featuring new experiences, partners, exhibitor spaces, activations, and programming that will entertain new and veteran attendees alike. Exhibitor interest in our new activations is getting the attention of brands that view E3 as a key opportunity to connect with video game fans worldwide. Guys, go give everybody go give this article a click over at GameIndustry.biz if you want to read it. Even though I just read you the whole thing, but go check it out. Yeah. I don't care, man. I'm going to read the whole article. It was a small one. If it's a small article, I'm just going to read the whole goddamn article.
Your credit.
Yeah, I mean, I credit him. I credit who it was. It's so I will let you two talk on this, and then I will tell you my thought process on this. So go ahead. Adam looks like he wants to talk. Adam, go ahead, buddy.
So PlayStation has done very well over its many years, and I will hate on them from time to time because I am an Xbox fanboy. But at the same time, I do have a PlayStation, play for all their exclusives.
Mm-hmm. Some of the best games ever.
I will agree with that.
Yeah.
I do think that E3 is not a great place for gaming because, it's Electronics Expo.
No, it's not.
The other E stands for.
Right, but E3 is the gaming expo. CES is the one you're thinking about. CES is all electronics.
Yeah, this is Electronic Entertainment Expo.
This is, yeah.
Thanks, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, it's great, but with the way the internet is, I don't pay attention to these big, and this is a personal thing, I don't pay attention to these big expos like that. It's just whenever I see stuff come across my feed is when I learn about it.
So you're the reason why E3 is going down to shit.
Yes, me personally.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, younger people like me and Mike growing up, E3 was the highlight event,
right,
of the year because that was the biggest thing that we could present games on. Now it's less needed because I mean, even the younger generation is not fucking paying attention to it because they get everything instantly. Mm-hmm. So Whereas we had to wait for a magazine or wait for E3 or whatever, or some sort of news thing. It just is what it is. And E3's, like you said, bleeding out. They're losing. I think they're losing it.
You think each company's going to wind up having their own kind of expo launch, whatevers, and do away with these kind of combined?
I mean, they kind of do already. I mean, they've got all their own streams and different things inside Xbox,
Nintendo Directs, and all that. So, like, it wouldn't shock me if, at the big PlayStation, whatever, that's when they'll do their thing.
Okay.
When they can get the same amount of promotion, when they can get the same amount of promotion for pennies on the dollar of what they'd spend going to E3, come on. I mean, it's not even financially worth it at that time. Go ahead, Mike.
With your smug ass face.
Is it my turn?
Because he's sitting there like, I got some shit to say.
Oh, is it my turn? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's your turn.
So anyway, hi, I'm Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike. I predict things.
I do.
Correctly, by the way.
I try. I do. Thank you. That one I'll tell you later. So here's what I think. Okay. Number one, when you sell 106 million consoles, you don't need to prove anything. You're here. Jonathan is frozen in a very funny pose. It's very hilarious.
You still hear me?
Yes, I cannot hear you. It was just funny. I was just letting you laugh. But anyway, I will always tell you if you're frozen in this video, and I will not cut it. I've said that before. But anyway, they don't need to be here. It's a thing, man. Sony don't have to be here. If you've ever looked at the multi-million-dollar, so here's the thing: to have a E3 press conference, it's anywhere between $10 and $60 million. With booth space, it's $10,000 a square foot for booth space. So just so you know that, some outrageous ass price like $10,000 or something like that for a square foot. So they don't need to be here. And going back to that's what I'll say about that. And going back to the hundreds of things. So I'm not sure if you guys remember this. You probably will not, because you might not have been on one. Back in the day, PlayStation used to bring I believe it was for the Vita they did it for. They had a thing called the bus, where they brought a bus around and had the console on it. So when the PlayStation Vita came out, it came to Orlando, and they had a bunch of Vitas on there where you would go there and wait in a long ass line and go play it. And I think that's this is hundreds of locations. Of course, you'll have PAX South, PAX West, PAX East, PAX North. You'll have maybe GDC. You'll have all these random things where you could go play this at. Those, of course, are the top part of the 100. But I honestly believe they're going to go to the major cities with these buses, put a bunch of PS5s on them once it's shown, and go play. I really believe that's what's going to happen. And I can see it happening. That's what happened with the Vita. I mean, even though RIP, the Vita's dead, but I mean, it could still happen with that, and that's what I think is going to happen here. Now, going to the E3 thing, yes, E3 is pretty much. I don't want to say it's dead now, but it's gonna die. If they don't do something, E3 is gonna die. With Adam, with what you're saying, I disagree with you a little bit, and the reason I do is because people who love video games do watch E3. I watch every press conference of E3, every minute of it, from point of 0.00 till 3 hours and 59 minutes and 4 seconds of it. I watch the whole press conference, every single press conference. Correct.
Better man than I.
You are not. It's not being a better man. It's just what I love. This is. There is a thing. It's.
There's a reason why it's been broadcast on television so many times.
There are some people who don't like watching things. I understand that. There's certain people, just like the same reason why we release this podcast as an audio podcast and we release it on video. Some people like to watch, some people like to listen. There is a thing. Now, if it's stuff like this, no, I love to listen to things like this. Just like reading. Some people enjoy audiobooks more than reading, such as yourself. I enjoy audiobooks more than reading because I fall fucking asleep unless it's a comic. But because I have pretty pictures to look at. But with E3, dude, it's a week. It's almost a week of content of anybody that loves video games can just go here and look and see the stories and watch the press conferences, and you see stuff right then instead of that way you're excited about it. You can tweet about it. You can post about it. Just like last year, man, when this shit was going on, I was posting about stuff as it was going on. Game Awards, I'm posting about stuff as it goes on because I'm excited about it. I love it. This is something that excites me, and I don't want that to die. I also don't want this to be a consumer. This might sound bad. I don't want to be able to go to E3. The reason I don't is because that's what made E3 so great. It made because right now I'm gonna tell you,
if you have $1,000 to spend on a badge,
I'm not gonna go. I'll tell you right now. I have income tax. I don't know if you know this or not. I had a child last year. I'm gonna get a shitload back for income tax, and I could go, and my wife would be like, "Yeah, go do it. Go have fun." Actually, don't say that. So you get woke up sometimes at night. But I would go, and my wife would be like, "Yeah, go." I don't want to go to E3. The reason I don't is because from what consumers are saying, they had a horrible time. You're standing in line for 3 or 4 hours waiting on a game. You play 1 or 2 games while you're there. If me and Jonathan and you went this year, y'all can stand in line for whatever games you want to. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to go walk around. I'm going to go watch people play. Am I going to be able to film any of it? Nope, not at all. But I am going to watch people play just because I feel like I could still get the same experience without playing it. Like, I mean, kind of, to an extent, because I don't want to wait in a line. Right. And them doing all this stuff where they're bringing celebrities to like play you, like they talked about having basketball players there play you in a game of NBA 2K20 and all kinds of stuff while you're waiting and things of that nature. None of that matters to me. Like, I don't care. I don't want to go to E3. I mean, I've heard there's people from the industry that have said, hey, I've heard multiple emails sent like Giant Bomb and Kind of Funny, hey, should I go to E3? No, go to PAX. It's a consumer event. And that's what I would, now 1 year I will go to PAX. PAX 1 year I will go to because it's more of a fun process from what they said. The ESA doesn't know how to run a convention from everything I hear from multiple people. I mean, I don't know if you remember this, Adam. I don't even know if you were on the show. I know Jonathan was. We talked about the fact that the ESA leaked everybody's a bunch of email addresses and addresses and phone numbers and shit.
Wow.
They leaked from the 2019 E3 and also from like 4 or 5 E3s back, and that from the 2016 E3 that had been on there for almost 4 years and nobody realized it. Some of these people, and it was mainly press, and some of these people from the press had to move because people were fucking with them and shit. Like, that's still a lawsuit that's waiting to happen. Like that because that hasn't happened yet, and it's going to eventually. It's going to fuck the ESA eventually. And the thing is, it's like, it's just another one of those things of, do I want E3 to die? No. This is something I've grown up with for almost 25 years at this point. No, I don't want it to die. I love E3. I love watching it. I love doing everything with E3, but I love reporting on it, I love seeing on it and talking about it on this show. We had a really good E3 show. I don't see it lasting. I really don't.
Do you think it might restructure? Like, maybe change to be different to where it's a much smaller event?
I think the only way,
something of that way.
I think the only way it can do that is if it changes ownership. And the only reason I think that can happen, god damn it, GameStop or GameSpot, fucking videos, auto playing videos. The only reason I think that can happen is because the ESA is looking too big. They're wanting too much money. They're not looking at the fact of consumer events. It's still $1,000 for a fucking badge at some point. It's they're not looking for consumers at this point. And I don't. They're wanting to make this a consumer and press event, but here's the problem. Let's say me, you, and Adam are in line for this next game, right? We're the next people in line. If press comes up, press goes in front of us because they're press.
Absolutely.
Because that's how it should be, in industry. And what if me and you and Adam are waiting in line for 4.5 hours for this one game? Yeah, we're mad. But in all honesty, they should go in front of us because that's what this is. It's an industry event. I want to hear them talk about it, and I'll play it later. I'm okay with that.
It wasn't always exactly the way it is now.
No. Actually, it's only been the last 2 to 3 years they've started doing this consumer stuff.
Right. But even before that, even before it was strictly media, it was an everybody event.
Yeah.
And I remember being so pissed off because the year I could finally afford, I had saved up some fucking money to go to E3. They changed it to where it was an all media event. And that made me mad, but really you get more, like you said, more media out of it. Whereas back then it was more of an interactive thing for everybody.
Dude, from what I've heard from these people, like there's people that, let's say people, I've heard people from Game Informer say it's so much better sitting at home and watching those. For one thing, you got cheap food in your fridge. You have cheap drinks in your fridge. You can get up and get those anytime you want to while sitting and watching your TV. You're still getting the same, I don't want to say the same experience, but you don't get the same atmosphere either, but you do get a similar experience to where you can watch everything and have a good time with it. Game Awards, when they launched that Xbox Series X, I had the same, or when they showed the Xbox Series X Game Awards, I had the same look on my face that I'm sure everybody else in that audience did. Holy shit, you just did that here. Like, that's fucking awesome. Good job. Big balls on you. You're awesome. Like, I bet that was the same thing. You know, I don't have to be there. You know, it's just one of those things. Another thing about PlayStation is, you know, we talked about how many millions of dollars it is to have their events. They started doing state of plays. You see what Nintendo does. Nintendo's directs are like perfect now. The state of plays are getting there. The state of plays are good. They're getting there. And I would not be surprised this year if they just pull up a state of play and say, hey, here's our PS5. Enjoy it. You know, here's what it looks like. Here's the box. Blah, 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 blah. But I don't see that happening, and I will tell you my prediction later. But, yeah, I mean, it's...
Think of how much money, because that's such an in-house thing, they would save.
I'm sure they save a shitload of money just by having professional-ass people that probably make $100 an hour come in and do... they probably a $10,000 video that's going to get multi-million views, other than going to and spending $60 million on a press conference. Like that's like, and you know, their press conferences are big. I mean, you look at like stuff like the God of War, when they show God of War, or they show Last of Us 2, or they show Last of Us. That shit is big, dude. They always do something big, and I just don't. They don't need to be there. You know, it's kind of the thing. And speaking of this,
pay for these big celebrities to come sit up on fucking stage either, you know, or
exactly. I mean,
do these big choreographed events.
No, they don't have to.
It's almost dumb.
I mean,
if you really think about it.
And PlayStation doesn't have their own theater, which is speaking of that, I will go into this next story of I will put these two stories together of Phil Spencer confirming that Xbox will attend E3 2020. So Xbox will be there. And so this comes to us from GameSpot, from James O'Connor at GameSpot, and his quote is simple. This is actually a Twitter showing from Phil Spencer at Xbox P3. Our team is hard at work on E3. We look forward to sharing with all who love to play what's ahead of us. Our art form has consistently been propelled by the cross section of creativity and technical progress. 2020 is a milestone year in that journey for Team Xbox. And the thing is, though, will Xbox be on the E3 floor? No, they won't. I can tell you exactly where they'll be. They bought years ago. They bought the Nokia studio. They are the new Nokia theater. Now it's the Microsoft theater. It's literally right down the road, or it's right across the street, or right down the road from the LA Convention Center, and they will be there. But they will be in their own theater where they have the money. They don't pay E3 shit. They'll be doing all their own stuff, you know. And that's why they'll be there. PlayStation doesn't have that. Now, could they go buy a theater? Oh yeah. Could they rent a theater? Oh yeah. They can do everything like that. But do they need to? No. They're gonna do all that will be there. I mean, they don't really. To me, they don't need to.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I mean, really, at this point in the way the world is now, nobody really needs to do any of that. But they do it for not to piss people off.
Microsoft needs to. With the way Microsoft has to be at E3, there's no way they can get away from it. With the way Xbox One launched, and the way they talked all that bullshit about you can't play used games and it's always online and all this bullshit, you know, it's not. They have to be there. They came out so bad at that point. And now with Phil Spencer being such a consumer person, he loves us. He loves us gamers. You know, he takes care of us. He's almost our dad, if you will. He's gonna come out and he's gonna say some big shit, and he usually backs that shit up. Like, people can say what they want to about Phil Spencer, but every time he's said something, he backs it up. Like, I'll go ahead and make a prediction right now. Don't be surprised if xCloud is not included in your $15 a month subscription to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Don't be surprised, because that's probably going to happen. Like, that's the thing I could see Phil Spencer doing, of saying, hey, you know what, guys, either number one, it's in your I can see it being in that. Or number 2, you pay $20 a month. Now it's $5 more, but you get xCloud. That's the thing I see doing. And to me, still a wonderful deal.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you know, they need to be there. That I'll say. But the thing is, like I said, they have the theater. They have that Microsoft Theater. They're spending their own money on their own theater. You know, they're not renting out space from E3. So they're saving money.
Do you think eventually they'll probably try to sell that?
That theater?
Yeah.
No. I don't ever
No?
I don't ever see them selling that. Well, maybe not for a while, but maybe I think this will be their E3, their own E3, and maybe they can start doing events there as well. This is also the theater where you're going to go to play the Xbox Series X at E3 if they end up doing that. This is where you'll go. This is where all the xCloud stuff was last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, Adam, you got anything to say about that, buddy?
No, I mean, like I said, E3 and that kind of stuff's not really my focus. In the day, I watch the highlights or I read the article and kind of cherry pick what I like and don't like. So,
and see, that's fine. That's fine.
For me, it works. And
exactly.
It all comes down to, you know, Mike, you love watching it.
Correct.
You know, the whole thing. I like watching just what I like.
Correct.
And there have been times that I've missed stuff because I've read it, like I have no clue what this is. You know, when Shadows Die Twice, you know, Sekiro was announced. Like I read that and I was like, oh, went right past it. Didn't even think twice about it. And it was a great game.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I miss things not doing that, and some things I don't. So for me, it works.
The suspense on watching it and watching something pop up, and just the thrill of watching, going, "Oh shit!" and then hearing the crowd in the background get excited, and you're getting excited, and you know that everybody else is just enjoying it just as much as you are. Like, this is a big explosive thing.
I mean,
I think that's one of the things that I really love about
I'm
E3.
not sure if you guys or anybody else knows this, but just because you have passes to E3 doesn't mean you get to go to these press conferences. Like, you have to buy a ticket to each one of these press conferences. And do I want to be there and experience that with the crowd? Yes. I want to be there and get loud when they show shit. Yes, I want to do that. I want to just like being at a concert, man. Adam, you've been to multiple concerts. I've been to multiple concerts. Jonathan, you've been to multiple concerts. When you get loud, you lose your voice. It's fucking a blast. The next day, you're like, man, I can't talk, but that was so fucking fun. Yep. Yes, that's exactly what I want. Do I want to go there and do that? Yes, I do. But I just...
But you can also do it at home.
Exactly. I can scream my head off right fucking here in the house if I want to. But I don't.
And I do.
I do sometimes. I mean, there are times. You know, when the Series X was shown, I was actually in the hospital, and I was sitting on my lunch break, and I screamed, and a lady yelled at me for screaming. What's wrong? Oh, sorry, something was shown I liked. You know, it's or I just said, oh shit. Actually, that's what I said. But you know, it's just kind of, like I said, they need to be there. So, anybody else say anything about Xbox and PlayStation not being there or being there?
No.
All right.
No, I'm excited for the PS5 like actual reveal.
Okay. We'll go into that in a minute. Actually, here we can go ahead and go into a little bit of that now. When do you think it is?
Well, you've drilled into my head so much February, so.
Oh, you're just saying that because I said that. So,
exactly. I just said that.
So here, I'm going to go ahead and go into this story before we go into the trailer there. Sony announces an Experience PlayStation event, which will, this is from Game Rant, from Peter Grimm at Game Rant. So there is an event that has been happening since January 14th, and it's going to be on until February 16th. So basically what this is, and you can play it, they're celebrating their 25 years of PlayStation, and you can play PS4 and PSVR titles at this event, and it's basically a consumer event. You can go have fun and do other thing. So here's what I'll tell you. This is in New York. Now, I'm not sure how good you gentlemen are with knowing this stuff, so I'm going to explain it to you because this is who I am as a person, and if you don't know me by now, I apologize and die of AIDS.
Subtle mention of your AIDS. That's cool.
Thank you. John, you're going to have AIDS. Well, we discussed this.
It almost flew under the radar.
We discussed this in the pre-show. John's going to have AIDS one day.
I'm going to die when I'm like 80.
Yeah, they're going to tell you at 79 you have AIDS. Hopefully by then they have a goddamn cure.
That's they already have it.
It only
that's
works
another
on
story.
55 under.
Yeah, true. It only works on 55 or under, so you're just gonna die, bud.
Son of a bitch.
So, the PS4 was shown in February of 2013. It was shown, or 2000. I could be wrong about that. Is it 13? Yes, it was shown in February of 2013 in New York, the same place where this is being held at in February. I think it was shown on like February 20th, I believe, and this is till February 16th. Here is my thing. Do you guys have any predictions? Because I'm going to tell you what I think right now. I'm going to go ahead and predict this right now. So when this comes forward, everybody's going to be like, no. I'm going to get that text from Jonathan and guess this is a good call because this is, listen, February the 16th, here, February the 14th through the 16th, I believe it will be shown. The PS5 will be shown in New York, I believe. The reason I say that, number one, this event's in New York. Number two, it's in February. And I just believe it's there. Or, this is my second prediction, it's done in May. They want to get out before E3. They're not going to be there. They want to show the PS5 before E3. It needs to be shown before E3 since the Series X is already shown. Mm-hmm. I believe it's going to be shown either in February at this event or in May. In May, it will be shown whether it be there is no event. I believe they could go to do another Wired article, or they could just do a state of play. Those are my two predictions.
Okay. Cool.
Your February New York theory sounds reasonable.
Yes, it does. I know it does because I mean, you think about it. It was shown they shown the PS4 in February of 13 in New York. This event is being held almost in the same place, if not the same place, around the same date. I mean, the gaming industry is very plausible at this point. I mean, look at what video games come out. People have certain months they want to release games in. Capcom has certain months they want to release games in. Different things of that nature. The companies do it all. That's what I think. I think it's going to happen. Yeah. So
I kind of like right before the E3. I mean, me personally, if I was going to promote something and I wanted to kind of ruin shit for everybody, I'd probably do it right before E3 and say, "Oh, well, here you guys are already thinking about that. Why are you worrying about Xbox? Why are you worrying about this?"
And see, I think that's cool. And if they do that, it could also fuck them over because Xbox could come out and say, "Hey, I know you guys seen that. Look at this shit."
Yep.
Kind of the same thing that happened the last time. Xbox shown first. PlayStation got shown. Or no, hold on. I'm sorry, PlayStation had already been shown at that point. So no, that one won't work. But anyway, it could happen, and I think it's going to happen in February. I'm still saying anywhere between February 14th and 16th. But I have also heard rumors of February 5th. So February 5th was also a big day that I've heard is going around. So we'll see, and hopefully we get some good news out of that. So now I got that story. That was the Experience PlayStation, by the way. I got that out of the way. So moving on to this next one. So they shown the Morbius trailer. So just to give you guys a heads up, this Morbius trailer does not have any audio. I'm just going to throw the Morbius trailer. Adam, have you seen the Morbius trailer?
Yeah.
I have as well. Jonathan, have you seen the Morbius trailer?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to throw the Morbius trailer up here.
Creepy tone behind everything.
I do love the tone. The only thing I don't like about this is I don't like Jared Leto.
Me either.
I don't like Leto.
Sorry.
Hey, no, I'm not sorry. I don't like Leto as an actor.
Sorry, folks out there. I hated his Joker. Honestly.
I hated his Joker, but to be honest, this could be good.
I never seen Suicide Squad, so I can't speak.
I should have died here.
As to Joker, but what I've seen, I didn't enjoy it.
To be completely honest, Suicide Squad was not as horrible as movies as people put it out to be. In my own opinion, I am not a DC fan. I'm a Marvel fan, but I don't like DC movies. But I will tell you, it was not that bad.
This could be my last chance.
His Joker was fucking disgusting. It fucking killed me. There's a fucking dude on my Facebook who will fucking back him up all day. Oh, so good. Well, but you won't read comics. It's fucking stupid. That was dumb. That was
you don't even need to read comics for that.
You don't. This
it was dumb.
Would be a cure.
Kind of a, no, not a musician. Yes, he's a gangster. Yeah, 100%. Joker playing games was not fucking good. ha 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 tattoos all over him. You don't need to cover him in this shit. No, you don't. I mean, yes, taking it away a little bit, this right here.
Now, do you think that's Leto's problem or the screen?
No, that was not Leto's problem. Leto just did what he was told.
I didn't even mind that part, but his acting wasn't up to snuff either.
That was nothing great. His voice was fucking
his fucking scream 100%.
His voice fucking killed me. I feel the way he talked and his
increased strength and speed.
And he can't talk with a grill. There's certain people
the ability to use echolocation.
I don't know if you've ever tried this, but
I never put a fucking grill in the mouth, so I wouldn't know.
I didn't put a grill in there. I've actually put a grill in but I also used the
How far are we allowed to go?
The wrapper from gum on my teeth. And that shit's hard to talk with.
I remember that. I remember you could do that. Or people put it on your skin and your shit would burn or whatever. You remember that?
It kills your teeth. I'm pretty sure it's probably why I got bad teeth. So right here, if you see that event right there. So talking about more things here, going back on this. The trailer did not look bad. I think it looked great. I think it. Do I think somebody's gonna be able to pull it off?
What's up, Doc?
I don't know. The fact that Michael Keaton being in this cracks me up.
Well, Michael Keaton, the Spider-Man, the PS4 Spider-Man being in there, it just opens up this whole big thing to what could potentially be in store for the Sony Spider-Verse and the MCU.
Right.
I really hate. I wish Disney would just spend the billions of dollars to buy Spider-Man.
I've known you since you were a child.
I don't think it's Disney at this point. I don't think Sony wants to sell it because they know how big. They know how big it is. I mean, think of the things that Sony has. So,
If there's an answer to
Spider-Man,
the disease, you'll
Venom,
find it.
because they have the whole Spider-Verse. I mean, Into the Spider-Verse was probably one of my favorite Marvel movies.
I loved Into the Spider-Verse.
I took my daughter to watch Into the Spider-Verse, and she has no accumulation of any kind of comic characters, and she loved it. And her seeing Spider-Gwen was something awesome. I loved to put Spider-Gwen in there because it also gave these little girls something to see. Women can be superheroes. Young women can be superheroes. I thought that was great that they did.
You're up to something.
I took Courtney to see it. She fell asleep.
Yeah, that's not exactly baseball. It sounds like Courtney.
But it was also 11 o'clock at night.
Once again, it sounds like Courtney. But I mean, this movie, I think Morbius. I think it's over. But I don't like Leto. I hope he changes this and surprises me. Just like I hated him. He surprised the living fuck out of me, and I apologize to him multiple times since he has died. I am sorry I doubted you. And that's like this.
Everyone hating on Joaquin Phoenix for his shit.
I still refuse to listen.
He did
people are saying he does great.
I hear people talking about Golden Globes, and I don't like things that Phillips said. I don't like things Todd Phillips has said.
I went from dying
about this
I feel more alive.
I mean, I'm playing watching.
Increased strength and speed.
And it is more of the fact of
The ability to use echolocation.
Yeah.
And that is what
You're not coming for comics.
And an overpowering
right.
urge
But
to
here's the thing.
consume
Here's
blood.
number one. You're putting it in so Todd Phillips said before the movie,
How far are we allowed to go?
And that was something I didn't.
To fix something that's
Number
broken.
two, you're showing this live action Joker in a time in the U.S. world to where live action shootings are bigger than anything. Not live action, but
Is worse than the disease.
mass shootings are is bigger than it's ever been, and you're showing this at that time. I'm not a snowflake. I'm not a person that's going to tell you that I'm offended by stuff. No, I'm not. I'm not offended. I think this movie, from what I've heard, it's 10 out of 10 from what I talked to. So yes, I am going to watch it. I'm actually going to talk to my wife about watching it this week. But
when a movie makes you feel bad for the bad guy and you sympathize, you sympathize with them, and it's great for mental health if you people who struggle with depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. And when it's sad when you see that, and you're like, yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, and
it's understandable that he went off the deep end and did what he did.
Right, and I can see that, and that's kind of why I want to watch it, to see if maybe that's how I feel. But people telling me like, man, hey, man, it's the best movie of all time. You're gonna fucking love this. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but to me, here's the thing: if you're not pulling from, now once again we're going off on tangents because that's what we do on this show. If you're gonna go into a movie and not pull anything from comics, why slap a DC logo on it? Why even call your person Joker? Why? Here's the thing: you're also giving the Joker a name. If you can tell me when a Joker's ever had a name, I'll be able to happily.
Well, it's not going to be canon at all, I'm sure.
No, it's not canon. It can't be canon.
No, it can't.
It can't be canon because Joker's never had a name. You look them up on any kind of superhero Wikipedia or anything like that. There's never been a name for Joker. Like no. And just kind of like how they did with Jerome in Gotham. You know, it was kind of one of those things where I was like, but I mean, I do want to watch it, like I said, and I plan on watching it this week, and I'll report back to how I feel on it.
Well, knowing how Joaquin Phoenix acts, he has a really good grasp on the psychological in many things. So I don't doubt that he couldn't play this role with the way that it's been written in a very good way.
I mean, the bitch has got Oscars. Like, he's nominated for multiple Oscars. So, no, I don't think that he did horrible. I mean, I think I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to see how it is, and like I said, I'll report back. One thing I forgot to put in what we're playing, and I forgot to report back on, was that I used a lot of the remote PS4 remote play away from home this week while I was at work, and it works just as good as you think it would.
Really?
It's
crap?
No, it's no? about mid-tier. About mid-tier.
Okay.
It works perfectly fine, and you can play it.
Kind of laggy?
It's a little bit laggy.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of latency, and yes, you can tell, but if you're playing a game that you don't really care about, that you don't really care for that in, it works fine. But
before you leave this, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
I saw Matt Smith was in there, and I love him from Doctor Who.
Okay.
And I want to ask you who this character is, because it's saying, and I apologize for butchering the name, Loxias Crown, also known as Hunger. I have never seen that character before, and I don't know anything about it. Can you tell me about it?
I don't know that character, to be honest. I'm going to guess it sounds like a villain type name.
Yeah. It says Matt Smith's villainous Loxias Crown. So, and I guess his name is Hunger? I don't know. I'm looking at an image right now. I'm that from anything. So, but then again, I'm not as into comics as you are. Are you looking that up?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I see the same picture you're looking at.
Yeah.
No, I don't know who that character is. And to be honest, I don't know much about Morbius. I really don't. I know that I know who Morbius is, and I know what he's about, but I don't know much about like the Morbius storyline and the characters and the enemies. So I mean, the villains. So this is all kind of new to me too.
I watched
I know he's a spider. I know it's like a Spider-Man type. I know it's in Spider-Verse, if you will. Kind of. Go ahead, Ed. I'm sorry I cut you off.
I watched I think it was a new Rockstar kind of breakdown of the trailer, and he said that Hunger was like Morbius. He was a living vampire, so it was like how Venom is technically like an anti-hero. You know, he's a villain, but he's also good sometimes. Same with Morbius. He's a villain, but he's also good. So where Venom is technically could be a good guy, Carnage is straight, bad. So while Morbius is kind of good, Hunger is like the actual bad version of a living vampire.
Okay, well that actually makes a lot of sense now.
Like they were like friends growing up or something, and they're like two sides of the same coin, essentially, is the way he explained it.
Okay.
Because the image I'm looking at, they're kind of looking at each other in a almost a meaningful way, but it's tense. So. This be interesting. I think I want to watch it for sure.
That, and I also saw some stuff about Sinister Six, how they've now shown 6 different people who it could be in the Sinister Six. So
here's the thing. I'm not sure if you remember this, but at the end of The Amazing Spider-Man, either 1 or 2, Sinister Six, and they were supposed to be making a Sinister Six movie with those, and you see how that happened. Sinister Six will happen when I see it. You know, when I see, and the bad part about it was that time I seen it and I was like, oh shit, it's happening. It's about time. Like, because I loved Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I loved him as Peter Parker. I personally liked Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, I did too.
I fucking hated Tobey Maguire. Fuck Tobey Maguire. But anyway, finish your thing.
Who of the Sinister
Yeah, fuck Tobey Maguire and fuck you too, Nick.
Who of the Sinister Six did you see in The Amazing Spider-Man?
You seen Rhino.
We saw Rhino.
You saw Rhino. You saw Michael Keaton play somebody. God damn it, man! You're gonna ask me. Hold on.
Right. I mean, I think in the what was it? Like the end credit scene of 2 or something. He walked in and you saw like their stuff.
You see, yeah, right, but that's leading towards, hey, we're making, and they announced the Sinister Six movie. They announced
now
one.
you've actually seen all the people in their quote unquote roles from the MCU and from the Spider-Verse.
Who have you considered besides like? So you got
Venom.
You got Venom.
You have
Venom there.
Mysterio.
Right. When have you seen Doc Ock?
Then this is your thing. Which Sinister Six are you going with? Because there's been multiple people through Sinister Six.
The original Sinister Six, which was I believe created by Doc Ock. So you had Doc Ock. You had what? Electro. You had Kraven. You had do you have Sandman in there? I believe, and then Vulture. Or hold on, 1, 2, 3. Was Mysterio in there too? Yeah, Mysterio. So Mysterio's being shown.
Right.
Because Mysterio's been shown. He was just in Far From Home.
Right. And that's the thing is, it was, from what we've seen, you've had, I'm trying to find.
Okay, so here, I'm looking at, okay, so I pulled up the Sinister Six and the Wikipedia. The original Sinister Six, so I had most of them right. Doc Ock, Electro, Kraven, Mysterio, Sandman, and Vulture. All right, so we've seen Mysterio because we just seen Mysterio in Spider-Man Far From Home, which I have not watched yet, so don't say anything. We have not seen Doc Ock in any of the new Spider-Man movies.
We have not.
We have not seen Electro because Electro, I believe, is played by Jamie Foxx in one of the
Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that ended up being a See, they were building up to that Sinister Six movie, man.
They were
building up so bad because Kraven hadn't been shown yet. Was Sandman shown? Or was he shown in the Tobey Maguire? He was shown in Tobey Maguire.
He was Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
And then Vulture was shown in the first Spider-Man, which was Homecoming. So they're building up to it. Yeah, it depends on which one they're going with. I don't know which one they're going with. I don't know if they're going with new Sinister Six, or I love how we go off on these tangents when we're talking about random shit.
Well, I mean, right here they have, Vulture, which is Michael Keaton. Scorpion, which is the Michael Mando, which is the end of Homecoming. You have
Mysterio,
Jake Gyllenhaal. So that's 3 of the 6, and then it says here
we've already seen Venom.
We've seen Venom, and then you have
Carnage, and they're
Rhino.
actually coming out with Carnage because what's his name? Fucking
Woody Harrelson.
Thank you. Woody Harrelson's playing Carnage. So, which I still think is a fucking weird ass casting, but
and what
I can see,
because I saw it was a rumor back in the day from Homecoming that now that they're selling the Avengers Tower, who was buying it, and a lot of people were saying that it could be Oscorp, and that would bring in Norman Osborn into the MCU.
I could see that.
Then, I want to say Tom Holland has 2 more Spider-Mans.
I think he'll go for a lot longer. I mean, he's
in his contract now. He's got like 2 more.
People can say what they want to. I really believe Tom Holland is the best pick for Peter Parker / Spider-Man. Do I miss Andrew Garfield? Yes, I like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but I like Tom Holland as Peter Parker and Spider-Man too. He has that innocent type, funny feeling about him that I like about Tom Holland. Do I think he should be cast as Nathan Drake? No, Tom Holland, please quit that movie. Which reminds me, they got their 7th director now, by the way, for the Uncharted movie. So, guys, I'm going to put two stories together. We're going to move on from this because we need to move on from this. I'm going to put two stories together. I'm going to put, and you'll notice which two I'm going to put together when I say this. So a new Smash character has been announced this week. They had a small Smash-like direct, should I say, where Mr. Sakurai himself was on, and this was a hilarious. If you don't know who Masahiro Sakurai is the pretty much the director of Smash Bros. Ultimate, and he's always on the videos explaining like the characters and what the characters do and showing their moves off. This video is hilarious. You can hear his friends in the back. I love how he does his videos. You can hear his friends in the background just fucking laughing the whole time while he's talking. It's a hilarious ass event. So, as you guys know, Fire Emblem Three Houses was my game of the year last year. So they announced Byleth coming to Fire Emblem Three Houses, male and female. So I love this. I am super ready for it. Guys, in the video here, I actually put some gameplay of what Byleth is going to play like, what both Byleth is going to play like. Right here, you see the Sword of Creator. That is one of the basically legendary swords you're going to get. You're going to see a couple other legendary weapons. There's a legendary axe called Fiendal, or Fiendal might be the bow. There's a bow and axe. You're also going to see the level that you go in. There's 4 different areas, and they're each for a house. And so one area could be the Blue Lions area, where they're going to have like 3 characters from Blue Lions, and next is 3 characters from Black Eagles, and next is 3 characters from Golden Deer. This is super exciting. I can't wait for it. I'm excited to play Byleth. Yes, there are now 7 or 8 Fire Emblem characters in this game. But anybody that knows Masahiro Sakurai knows that he is a Fire Emblem fan. I mean, the dude talks. I mean, he literally in this video gave a 10-minute history session on Fire Emblem. Like, it's because he just doesn't care. Like, he's gonna make sure he tells you what about this character. And so this comes in the fighter pass. The fighter pass is $25, and you get 5 fighters. They have originally announced they've launched Joker. They've launched who they launched Joker, Banjo. Hold on, Joker, Banjo. Who is it? Fuck, I forgot now. Joker, Banjo. Adam, can you give me a goddamn list? Hero and Terry Bogard. Thank you. And then this will be the 5th character that has been launched. So yeah, it's a fun thing, man. I can't wait. Oh, and it's right here in front of me. Of course, I'm sitting here talking to you, Adam. It's literally in my face. It's exciting, man. I can't wait. I've told you guys enough I've talked about Fire Emblem Three Houses enough. This is going to come out on January 28th. In January 28th, also you're going to get. I'm just going to read this from the article. This article comes from. Hold on one second. It comes from CNET. It comes from Sean Keane, and it says right here on January 28th, you're also going to get a bunch of new Mii Fighter costumes from Assassin's Creed. You're going to be Altair, and you're going to get Rabbids, Mega Man X, Mega Man Battle Network, and Cuphead. And each of those are going to cost 75 cents. And then Cuphead also includes a great Cuphead song, an extra song to go with it. So it's pretty awesome. It's pretty exciting. Also, guys, Fire Emblem is also getting DLC, which I know you two gentlemen don't care about, but I do. So the 4th wave of DLC, I'm going to talk about this. You don't have to talk. I'll just talk about it because this is my thing. And eventually, hopefully, Adam.
It's on my list to play.
No, Adam.
I have a lot of people that are excited. I start
Pinnacles next week, so.
You need to fucking play this goddamn game, Adam. I haven't put 82 hours in this game to tell you shouldn't have played it for no reason. But anyway.
Well, do you want me to play Shaq Fu or do you want me to play Fire Emblem?
I mean, I would if Shaq Fu will take you literally 3 hours to beat. So, Fire Emblem Three Houses is going to get some DLC. This is also the same article from Sean Keane at CNET. It's going to get some DLC of its own on February 13th, and you're going to get the Cindered Shadows DLC. This is Wave 4 if you have the Fire Emblem Three Houses expansion pass. It's going to be about the Officers Academy's secret 4th house, the Ashen Wolves, and it looks great. It looks amazing. I can't wait to play this. I can't wait to hop in and do more Fire Emblem. I love that goddamn game. There's just so much for you to do, man. I literally cannot wait. It's just exciting. So,
every person I've ever heard of that has played this game has the same reaction you do. That this is like the coolest, best game out on the market. I mean,
the thing is, man,
I don't know anything about it. I'd have to find a reason to pick it up. I don't know if I'd be into it.
I can tell you right now if you'd be into it. Do you like tactical RPGs?
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean like really like tactical stuff. Like, do you like moving a bunch of characters and then hitting start where it's like, oh, now it's the other person's turn, and then they move a bunch of characters, and then blah blah blah. And do you
kind of like a chess
kind of
type deal? Yeah.
Do you like min-maxing? Do you like getting all your characters to where they're like fucking massively powerful middle of the game? Like, here's one thing I'll tell you. I was one-shotting everybody by the end of the game just because of how much I min-maxed. I freaking put all my points into certain things, and I did this and I did that. There's so many. This is the thing that will drive you away from this game, Jonathan. It's almost what it never drove me away, but I was scared of it. It's honestly intimidating when you step in. There's a lot of systems involved. There's a lot of systems and stuff. I had to watch YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video to get this stuff. Like, now, see, Adam, you don't have to watch YouTube videos because you literally have a living dictionary and a living fucking YouTube video right here, because I will tell you about this. I mean, I'm fully willing to help you.
The other day, I texted you about water cooling, and then we were on the phone for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally something I will talk to you about. I will give you information about this game. I love this game. So you have a bunch of different classes. So each person can be a different class. Women have their own classes, which I think is really fucking weird, and men have certain classes. So men have certain classes they can't be, and women have certain classes they can't be, which I find really fucking weird. Like, as a man, you can't be a Valkyrie, which is basically flying around on a big Pegasus horse. Kind of things of that nature. It's just really weird of that nature. But anyway, it didn't drive me away. The game's awesome, man. John, I'll give you more off camera, but I really believe that if you like tactical, if you like RPGs, if you like playing a game for 80 hours, this game's for you. It took me forever.
Learning all the systems, though, is definitely something that would dissuade me, because you talking about it, I'm like,
there's not.
I don't want to have to research how to fucking play a game.
You don't have to research how to play the game. You want to here's what I'll tell you what I researched, if this helps you. I researched this because of my mindset of I want to play the game the best experience. I want to get the best experience out of my very first Fire Emblem game. And this is how I did it. And I watched probably 5 YouTube videos. I didn't mean like a shitload. I watched like 5 YouTube videos about how, what should I do in this thing, or what should I do in this thing, or what should I do in this thing, and it really it helped. Like, after that one video, that one 3-minute video, I was like, oh, okay, I understand this now. And I just did that from chapter 3 all the way until the end of the game, which I won't tell you how many chapters are in it. Actually, fuck it, Adam, if you're wondering how many chapters are in this, there's 21, 23. Actually, there's 23 chapters in this game.
That's fine, but what's the length of a chapter?
Depending on how fast you play.
Right.
About 3 hours, if it's 3 or 4 hours.
There's 4 chapters in Need for Speed Heat, and each chapter took like 30 minutes, if that. I
can tell you that I spent an hour in some chapters. I can also tell you that I spent 4 days in some chapters. And not by like days as in hours time, by like literally me picking up the game for hours wise. I can tell you that I've spent an hour. I can tell you that I've spent somewhere around 12 to 15 hours in a game, in a chapter, because that was me. So you have a month. So they give you a month, and you're always at the monastery, and you have to talk to your characters, and you build relationships with them. And remember, there's permadeath in here, but you also don't have to have permadeath. You can turn that off. In here, how to explain this? Every Saturday you do an event. So if you could do battles, right? And that's the way you min-max. And
like Saturday, like real world Saturday, or in-game
like
Saturday?
In-game Saturday.
Okay.
You can do battles, and that's the way you can gain experience from your characters. So what I would do, normally you can take 10 characters in sometimes. I would take 1, and that person would fight everybody by themselves, so you get more experience. So I min-max that way. That's how I did it. I got in and I fought everybody with 1 character so they would get more experience. It's just a lot to understand. I mean, am I telling you to go buy this game? No, Jonathan, I'm not. But what I am telling you to do is if you're interested in it, because people talk about it, you've heard me talk about it, you've heard multiple people talk about it. If you're interested in it, go watch videos on it. Should I play this? And I think that's what I did when I first went to it. I first heard everybody talking about it, of course, in the industry, and wondering if I would like it. And they got me to buy it, and I'll tell you, I never went back. I mean, it's not my game of the year for nothing.
If I could get my hands on it or play a demo, would be fucking fantastic.
You would.
Unfortunately,
no, you won't get that.
Like that.
No. Best thing I can tell you to do is something I won't tell you to do on camera.
Gotcha.
But and honestly, that probably wouldn't even work for you. But it's one of the things where you go watch a YouTube video and say, should I play this or something? Should I play Fire Emblem Three Houses? And you'll find a video and they might, tell you, yeah, or no, or if you're not into this, or if you're not into that, somebody can probably tell you better than I can. But I will tell you, helping you in the game is something I would be more than happy to do. You show me something, I'll tell you what I did. You have 3 houses to choose from now. This is the 4th one. You have 3 houses to choose from in the game. They have like 8 students apiece. Those 8 students are pretty much your babies. You take care of them. You care about them. I chose the Golden Deer because they're all rowdy bunch of assholes, and I loved them. And I chose the right thing. I love it. So we'll talk more about that later. Moving on, guys. So this next wonderful story comes to us from Colin Campbell over at Polygon. BioShock, the collection, may be coming to Switch. There's a couple rating leaks that were on here. I'm just gonna read a little bit of this article. The 3 games that make up 2K Games' BioShock series could be on the way to Nintendo Switch, according to rating leaks in Taiwan. Post on the Taiwanese rating board's website includes basic information about the BioShock collection for Switch, mainly describing it as its content as a shooter. It does not mention a release date. The remastered collection was released in 2016 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and includes BioShock, BioShock 2, BioShock Infinite, as well as DLC missions for all 3 games. Neither Nintendo nor 2K Games have announced the release of any BioShock games for Switch, though the platform hosts may pre-platform third-party classics, including The Witcher 3, Diablo 3, and Dark Souls. Developed by Irrational Games, BioShock was first released in 2007, followed by a sequel in 2010, and the final game, Infinite, in 2013. All 3 games are first-person shooters with mystical elements, heavy storytelling, and advancement mechanics, set in colorful worlds where utopian experiments have gone bad. We have this is Polygon, saying they've contacted 2K Games for confirmation on the story, which was first spotted by Lootpots. So this makes sense. I mean, you've seen the Metro collection now on Switch, or we've seen the pre-orders go up for that. So Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, the Reduxes, are going to be on Switch. This makes sense. It was just a matter of time before BioShock came. That's cool. It's a cool thing. Another thing you're going to get.
I'd play it.
I would too. I will
play it.
I love all 3. I love BioShock Infinite.
I love BioShock and have that to take with me on the go.
I would happily play it.
Finish BioShock 2. I want to finish it. So
no, you're not missing much out of 2. From what I've heard. Oh, well, actually, I'm sorry, I played it. I just been multiple years, but if I remember right, 1 was better than 2, but 2 was good. And then they went away from 2 with Infinite, and Infinite was also good, but Infinite actually falls into the original BioShock Rapture somehow. You just got to pay attention. It's really good though, man. I would love to play it.
Yeah, I had to watch YouTube videos explaining that ending to me from Infinite. And
I had to do something.
I'm still confused.
I don't think anybody watched that and went, give me a second. I need to go look at this on YouTube. Yeah, man, it tripped me out for a little bit.
It's really exciting, man. I can't wait for it. So moving on. The Epic Game Store. So this comes to us from Nick Stat, The Verge. Epic says its PC game store has now more than 100 million users. That's a lot of people. It has 108 million registered users from what this says. So I'm going to read a little bit of this article where Epic says that its PC game store is a success well beyond Fortnite, generating $680 million in revenue thus so far. Of that amount, Epic says 251 million represents sale of third-party games, not including any coupons and not including any funding Epic has given developers as part of exclusivity deals or promotions. Epic says it's kicked in $23 million in coupons, which I used a couple of those, and discounts toward game sales. And it's also given away 73 titles as part of its free game program, which, by the way, they just signed on, is going to be happening all through 2020 again, with more than 200 million titles claimed. The company plans to keep up the program as well, and it's announced today that that was on that day that this story released, extending the free program giveaways through 2020. That's awesome, man. I mean, it's pretty great. It's pretty funny because of how bad of a rep Epic gets for their exclusivity deals. People hate the Epic Store. And it's cool, man. It's cool that you're still seeing those numbers. Obviously, people don't hate it that bad, or people wouldn't be their money. They wouldn't be getting this money, and they wouldn't be seeing this as a success. So,
I was super excited about this when I saw it, and because I've been downloading every single game just like you have. I mean, we're doing the budget and shit, and I download it for the kids too. They release some pretty decent fucking games, especially games that I probably wouldn't have picked up if it wasn't for free. And they're good. Like even that Sundered game I told you I was playing, I enjoying that thoroughly.
Are you still playing it?
Yeah, I'm still playing it. I don't understand it 100% completely, but it's a really fun game. I even gave the Celeste to the kids and watched them just,
get destroyed,
not be able to do anything.
Get destroyed.
Yeah, they were getting fucked, literally. But this is really cool, and I see a lot. I get on especially when let me resettle. So when Christmas was coming out, and I was really watching the Epic Game Store to see what the next game was, because in the comments of they post a little picture, and in the comments people are like, oh, it's that game, but you see so many people just get on there and just start shitting on Epic, like, fuck you, I want my money for this, fuck you, I want my money for this. People bitching about literally a free fucking game, and I understand that they're bitter about other shit, but they're mad that they're getting a free fucking game and they want to go bitch about it on the thing, and that's stupid. I mean, Epic may be just trying to change their image, but hey, I'm willing for them to change their image by accepting free games.
Yeah, I think this is great. Yeah, I think this is awesome. I'm loving the fact that Epic's giving you free games. It's basically building you a free library of games. I mean, if you ever get bored, you got something to play. I do it all the time. I go play a random game I get from there all the time. I mean, a while back, they gave the whole Arkham series away. They gave all the old Lego Batmans away. I love that. Adam, you got anything to say about this here Epic Store?
I don't. I know that Epic is supported by GeForce Now. Just those games I give away typically aren't.
Oh, okay.
Well, I shouldn't say that. This month's and next month's aren't supported by GeForce Now.
Oh, okay.
So if they get something that's a little bit more, triple double A that is accepted, then that'd be great, because then I get a free game. So.
Or you can just download these games, or you can get these free library games. I promise you, these games will not overpower your PC. Like these ones that they're giving away half the time won't overpower you, dude. Oh. Like, of course, like the Arkham series and stuff. Yeah, that might do something. But these little ones they're doing, no, this is like right up your alley. Like, I mean, you might like it, you might not. It's kind of one of those things.
Arkham is supported by GeForce Now, so I would have been able to play that. But
there you go. Like one of these, like this game, the game that's out. What's the game that's out right now? Jonathan, Horus.
Yeah,
Horus. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've looked at this, dude. It's literally a platforming. It's literally a platformer, and it looks fun. I'm probably going to play it. This is something you could probably play right now. So yeah, moving on. I want you to understand, people, on this next story. Please take this one with the fucking biggest bag of salt that you will massively take, because this was something I just literally threw on here. This story comes to us from Stacey Powers over at VGR. These are supposedly a rumor. I'm putting quotations up for our audio listeners here. Of photos leaked of the PS5 controller. So I'm looking at a thing here on, I don't know if this is Twitter, possibly Instagram. This might be Facebook. I think this is Facebook, actually, is what I'm looking at. You guys can't see this unless you're looking at the article, gentlemen. But the person that posted this is named Patrick, and it says, not sure if it's the right place, but my first cleaning of prototype 1 of PS5 with a smiley face. Yes, my job is a cleaner occasionally at U, which probably means Ubisoft, and please do not share this with a smiley face. Now, this could be wrong, but to be honest, that controller looks very, and that is the PS5. That is the PS5 dev kit right there. We have seen photos of the leaked PS5 dev kits. That is definitely the dev kit, and that definitely looks like a prototype of the controller. Yeah, that definitely looks like the controller. So
it definitely looks different than what we've been used to.
It looks fatter.
A little bit.
It looks fatter.
Fatter,
I like it.
And a little sleeker.
I think I'm about to get a Charlie horse.
Don't do that.
In my calf.
Banana.
If I say banana real quick, will that distract you?
It's not going to work because I can feel it hurting right now, and I'm trying not to show you. It's in my calf, and I can feel it, and it's fucking hurting.
Straighten your leg out?
I'm doing that under the desk as we speak right now, and it's hurting really bad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway, thank you.
Yeah.
I've also been drinking a lot of Mountain Dew today. So
that would help.
It does
destroy your. Make you get more of those.
Correct.
Sorry.
The controller's fatter, and I like that. This definitely looks real. Once again, take with a fat ass grain of salt because it could be wrong, but it's just really funny. So this guy is probably going to get fired.
Oh no shit! He's even got his hand. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm white."
Yeah, and I'm also cleaning this thing. And I mean, you post this shit on Facebook, and you're stupid. Take the photos and maybe post afterwards and be like, hey, yeah, while you guys did this, I was doing this.
Please don't share.
Yeah, please don't share. You know that's going to get shared, you dumbass.
I'm going to lose my job soon. I lost my job just to be famous for 5 minutes.
Or this dude was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm about to fuck this company. I'm about to quit. I mean, it's just like I did this when I worked for a call center company. I won't say the name here in Lakeland, but we used to do Verizon calls. And my very last day I was there, I worked on Verizon. It was Verizon DirecTV, so it was Verizon like Fios and stuff like that, and also you had DirecTV. So they had a thing about turning people's stuff back on when they shut it off for non-payment. And I remember turning this lady's cable and internet back on because she gave me a sob story that I could tell was fake. And it was about a $3,000 bill that she hadn't paid yet. I was like, you know what? It's my last day. Fuck it, lady. Enjoy your day. They're going to turn it off tomorrow anyway. And I just turned it on. So, I mean, I did that. I probably turned 25 people's shit back on. Back in those days when I worked there, you could only have like a 4-minute call. So, when you're at a call center, you want to get people off. I'm sure you know, obviously, John, because it's Sam. Yeah, it's called I don't know what they call it, but we called it AHT.
Handle time?
Your automatic handle time was what we called it. And my AHT was so high that day because I stayed on the phone for 45 minutes talking to this guy about football, and it was awesome. This old guy, I had a fun conversation with this guy. But anyway, I digress. But just giving you a conversation about what people do on there. This could be done because of that. It could be done. He's like, you know what? Fuck this company. just puts this shit out there.
Baller, go ahead. Boop.
You know what? Fuck you guys.
Hate this job.
Anybody got anything else on this?
Nah, man, that's cool though.
Adam, what do you think?
If it was me, I would have used a fake name.
Right. I mean the realness. You think it's real? You think it's fake?
I mean, it looks real.
That's definitely a dev kit.
I feel like it's weird that he took weird angles of this photo.
And that could be that
There's
I'm
no
cleaning,
way.
so I'm just gonna hold my phone and snap real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's no way you can Photoshop a dev kit like that good in there.
I mean, I feel like you could.
You could.
But also keep in mind, Adam, when you're looking at this, that he's scaled this image a little bit, so it may be stretched here and there. Is that right? Yeah.
I'm also a cynic when it comes to this kind of thing.
No, you're just.
So I guess we'll find out in February.
Yeah, we'll find out in February when I'm right once again.
Or May.
Yeah. Hopefully, I really don't care when it is because either way I say it, I'm right because I predicted both.
Just that whole right. Please don't share thing.
That one kind of throws me off. Yeah, that part. It's like you knew people were gonna share this.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to move on to this next story. The story is about the Valve Index. So if you guys didn't know, this comes to us from Andy Chalk over at PC Gamer. So if you guys didn't know, the Valve Index is a $1,000 VR headset. The whole kit costs $1,000, and I'm not sure if you guys also knew, but Valve announced Half-Life Alyx not too long ago, which is a VR title, and it's only going to be in VR. They're sold out in every country. So Half-Life Alyx has a kind of March release date. They have not said the name or the date, but it has a March release date, and you can't buy this shit at all. So it's once again proving that Half-Life is a system seller. It cracks me up how you can't get this right now. I just wanted to put this little story in here. It's kind of funny. The next couple of these stories won't be very long. So there's that one. So what do you guys think about this? Would you buy an Index to play? Which I mean, you can't technically get an Index. I want one, but there's so many more things you could do. Like you can get an HTC Vive and play it on there.
I was going to say, you can just get a different VR, right? It doesn't have to be the Index.
I believe it is compatible. I believe the game's compatible with almost all headsets. But the problem is that they're telling you like your hand motions and stuff, because the way these controllers are made are meant to play with this. So we'll see.
I mean, I really want to play that game and be in the most immersive environment that I possibly could, but I also can't afford to do that shit either.
That's $1,000, man. That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
when I start working, we'll have extra money, and I know Courtney's like Kirsten in the aspect of you can get whatever game you want.
Why do y'all say my wife's name is Kirsten?
Isn't her name Kirsten?
Her name is Kirsten.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't say y'all. I say it correct.
No offense. I refer to her as Mike's wife more often than her name.
You know what? That's probably better. She would actually enjoy that more, just because nobody can say her name right.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, in that aspect, to where I could do that if I wanted. Something recently I just found out is they actually make inserts for people who wear glasses with your prescription, because that's always been my problem with VR is I can't find the right focus point with my glasses. So I can just actually snap in my prescription into the headset itself, and boom, there you go. So I'm excited for VR. But all I know is that trailer when they, that giant thing jumps at you, I would shit myself in VR.
That's why I will never play Resident Evil 7 in VR.
I have it sitting still. It's still sitting. I haven't fucking played that damn thing.
It will never be touched. It will never be touched.
I'm going to pick it up this week.
I know you're not.
That's my goal.
No, you're
That's
not.
my goal.
Yeah, pick it up and put it back down.
He's going to pick it up and put it back down.
You seen the picture of the kids like, oh, I let my little sister play play VR, and he's holding up the Resident Evil 7? Like, is this bad?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that. So moving on, next story. This comes to us from Kotaku, from a very good reporter, Jason Schreier, which a lot of people don't like Schreier. I like Schreier. Jason Schreier from Kotaku. Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC. This is one we don't got to talk much about. It's just a small one that's really cool, because now this means this is once again another thing of, hey, we talked about a story last week of Xbox Series X having a Windows mode. If you can play Windows mode on there, guess what you'll be able to play in Windows mode? Possibly Horizon Zero Dawn on PC, which means, ironically, you'll be able to play Horizon Zero Dawn on a computer or on an Xbox. Will you pop achievements? No, but still, it's pretty cool that could happen.
I mean, do people even really 100% play for achievements anymore?
I do.
Or trophies? Do you really?
I do.
Yeah, my friend Ralph does.
I actually know a lot of people who play for trophies. I'm actually one of the podcasts I listen to. I talk to you guys about Kind of Funny Games a lot. Greg Miller on there has 100 and something platinums. Like, he has a problem with it. Like, they always make fun of him about like doing a what do they call that thing when you're into drugs real bad? And they
addicted.
No, addicted, yes, but people wanted you like if I was addicted to something real bad and you guys wanted an intervention, they always talk about wanting to have an intervention with him, because he's always addicted to getting trophies. Like, he's so bad to where he'll get like these cheap ass games, because you can get trophies on a PS4, you can get trophies on a Vita. So he'll go play the game on PS4, get all the trophies, go to the Vita, get all the trophies, 2 platinums. So, and then go to the European account and do the same thing, 3 platinums. So this is the stuff he's into. Yeah, there's certain people that they're into that kind of thing, man.
I mean, I was into getting my gamer score up there for a long time. My Xbox 360 did.
Mine's over 100,000 because
I don't even know what mine is right now. I can tell you.
I can tell you right now, John.
You know what my gamer score is?
I can
Oh
tell
yeah,
you.
go ahead. Good, thank you.
Hold on. I don't know if I have it. Where is it at?
The suspense is killing me.
Oh, hold on. I can tell you right now. Hold on. Let me see. Hey, y'all, talk amongst yourselves.
Talk to myself.
My
Adam,
gamer
what's your
score
gamer score?
is a flat 35,000.
That's weak sauce.
35,000.
35,000 flat.
Okay, so John.
Really, right on the dot?
Yeah, like I just looked. I was like, that's kind of
Don't
impressive.
play any more games.
Mine is 127,304. Jonathan, you are online right now. Yours is 68,848.
There you go. Yeah.
So you're pretty far up there. So yeah, man. I digress. This is a good thing. Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC, just showing that they still
Courtney's gamer score is 120.
Awesome. It's just good that they still want to do this. You know, it's a cool thing. They want to bring the games to PC. That way it's getting a bigger audience, and because you do have certain people that have never played this, so it's really cool, and it's a game they should.
I need to finish this game.
Dude, it's amazing. I love this game. I have not done the Frozen Wilds yet. I just bought Frozen Wilds when it was on sale for $5, and I am going to hop into Frozen Wilds and play it. I can't wait for it.
I will be playing this game for the first time on PC when it comes out.
Well, why don't you just get it, dude? You can get the complete edition on PS4 for $5, half sometimes $9 actually.
I think I can get it on PS Now. Can I? Because I have a PS Now subscription.
If I believe it might be up right now. Yeah, I believe they.
I think it is right now.
They might be. This might be the game. Either now or Adam, look that up. I don't know, maybe. All right, so moving on, guys. Let's hop into. Oh, do I have this? Oh, I do have this thing. Thank you, God. These last three stories, IGN really with the autoplay too, y'all too. So these next couple stories are about nothing but delays. Delays happen in the beginning of January. People start realizing, oh shit, we have to release this, and it's time to start polishing. So the first one is Iron Man VR. Iron Man VR has been delayed until May. Showing you guys a little gameplay. Well, not gameplay, but footage from what the original we've seen. So I'm not sure if anybody's got gameplay out there. This is some of his gameplay. So Iron Man VR, the virtual reality, this comes to us from Matt Purslow at IGN. Iron Man VR, the virtual reality Marvel game that's exclusive to Sony's PSVR platform, has been delayed until May 15th, 2020. It was supposed to come out on February the 28th. And this is the quote from Camouflage, the company making it. In order to deliver on our vision and meet the high expectations of our amazing community, we've made the difficult decision to move Marvel's Iron Man VR to a May 15, 2020 release. We truly appreciate your patience and understanding. You'll be hearing from us again soon. So, once again, guys, that's delayed. It sucks, but once again, delays are not bad things. Delays suck. Mm-hmm. Yes, they suck, but they can also make a game better.
I don't know which one of you all shared it on the Facebook page, but it was the meme of...
That was Jonathan.
Yeah. You know, the delayed game makes a better game, essentially.
It does.
And it's
true. It's a true statement.
That, and I tell you this...
people who want it, but I'd rather sit and wait, an extra couple months and have a good game than
and
sit and complain about bugs.
Let me tell you why, and the reason why you say that, and I can tell you why you say that. Number one, you're not a dickhead and you want people to see their family. Number two, if you're crunching so much, which there's probably still going to be a lot of crunch in these, I'm sure. But if you're crunching so much to where you're fucking like tired, you're going to make mistakes, and that's where bugs come from. So, yes, this is a good thing, and it'll be fine. People, you'll get it. I mean, it's only a couple months. There's one on here that hurts my heart, but it's actually two of them that hurts my heart. But it's okay if I have to wait. I mean, it's fine. I would rather wait than play a buggy game. So,
speaking of that meme you were talking about, that has been one of our top memes on our Facebook page. It has over a 50,000 person reach, and it's been shared over like 400 times. So, and looking at all the comments that I've been sharing into other groups, people are super positive. They all agree that I want a polished game. There's still some fucking trolls out there that, well, what about No Man's Sky, and what about this, and what about this game? Well, yeah, some games were released too early, and some games are just bound to be fucking shit.
Actually,
no matter how much time you have.
Actually, if people are talking shit about No Man's Sky and saying that's actually the exact opposite of why you should want I said that wrong. Of why you should want a delay, because No Man's Sky came out so broken and hard to play, and finally they got it fixed, and I mean that's awesome. But you know, guys, you want these delays. I mean, if you want a good game, delays are worth it. Fucking, you've waited so long. Let me explain something to you, little motherfuckers. So sit down, take a seat, and listen to Daddy here. I have been waiting for a game since 2015, and it just came up as delayed. And you know the first thing I said? Okay, I'll wait another month. You know, that's okay. It's how it happens. I mean, it'll be fine. And I apologize for calling you little motherfuckers, but y'all just have to know me to understand that's how I talk. And I have people that can actually vouch for that. So moving on to more delays. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Avengers. Avengers has been delayed. Marvel's Avengers, if you will. This one doesn't really bother me much because it's not hurting me any. I don't know, because a lot of us still don't know what this game is about. We don't know. Not a lot of us know what this game's about and what it says or what it is. You know, because we haven't seen a lot of gameplay from it. So it's supposed to be kind of a Destiny-like. It's supposed to be this, supposed to be that. We haven't heard much. All I can tell you is that here's the message from the people at Crystal Dynamics. To our fans at Crystal Dynamics, our ambition has always been to deliver the ultimate Avengers game experience. In order to achieve that goal, we have made the difficult decision to move the release date of Marvel's Avengers back to September 4th of 2020. Now, this was supposed to come out in May, so that is about a 4-month pushback. So that means that this game, there's something wrong with this game at this point. As fans ourselves, it's an honor and privilege to work with these legendary characters, and we know what these superheroes mean to us as true believers around the world. When we set out to bring you our vision for Marvel's Avengers, we're committed to delivering an original story-driven campaign, engaging co-op, and compelling content for years to come. To that end, we will spend the additional development time focusing on fine-tuning and polishing the game to the high standards our fans expect and deserve. The worldwide teams working on Marvel's Avengers sincerely appreciate the support you've shown us. We thrive on your enthusiasm and feedback, and we can't wait to show you more. We apologize for the delay. We're confident it will be worth the wait. Scott Amos and Ron Rosenberg, co-heads of Studio Crystal Dynamics. So I'm gonna throw up a little Avengers gameplay here, guys. I want to talk about this game.
Why do you think there's something wrong with it?
Because it's a 4-month delay. You can, Adam, you can do what you want to, but you don't know. You don't understand shit sometimes, dude. You got to look at this, dude. Why are you saying there's not? What is your reasoning for my stating here?
I was just curious as to your reason, and
because look at all the delays that have been happening, right? Okay, look at all the delays. Normally, okay, look at the next one we're going to talk about. It's a 1-month delay. Iron Man's a month or two. But
Final Fantasy's been how long in development?
It also had to. It also was trashed and redone. That's the difference. This is, I can tell you, here's what I can tell you. I can tell you that the reason I think something's wrong with it, since you want to look at me with that face, let me explain to you why I think something's wrong with it. Let me explain to you. Everybody in the press said this game played shitty when they played it.
Okay.
Multiple times. E3. There was people that played it at PAX. They said it was shitty. They said it was really rough. Frame rate was shit. There was different. The characters didn't play well. Nobody likes the way that these characters are look, which doesn't bother me none, because to be honest, I don't think that they should look like the characters in the movie, because it should be a totally different thing. In my own opinion, I don't think they should look like Chris Hemsworth or this and that or this and that. I think they should look like their own. I love the way they look, to be honest. And the reason that I say that is because everybody thinks that these characters need to look like they do in the movie.
Right.
Which I don't agree with, because I think it should be different. Games and movies should be different. Because either way, you're going to have trolls. But the thing is that, I mean, let me tell you how bad it was. supposedly it was so bad that Square and Crystal Dynamics were trying to recruit people on the floor we're trying to recruit not animators but 3D modelers on the floor to get this done because of how the reception was on the people, the way the people look, the way all the Avengers look. Like,
is that a rumor or is that really something that fucking happened?
No, that was real. That came from Imran Khan over at Kind of Funny Games Daily. He said that this week. Like, it was that's a real fucking thing that happened. And everybody has talked about how bad this game played. Nobody understands what this game is. No, they have not came out with a press conference and said, hey, this is what this game's going to be. Hey, blah, 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 blah. All we know is you can't play as two characters at the same time. So if all three of us are playing in a game and Adam, you're playing as the Hulk for some reason, I can't play as the Hulk. But let's say it's supposed to have a Destiny type thing to where you can build your character up and kind of give it that. So Destiny characters have the light level, or they used to have the light level. I guess I don't think they have it anymore, but they used to have that light level. You're kind of equipping mods or whatever you're equipping to it. Well, what if I've been building up the Hulk this whole time, and so have you, and then only you get to play as the Hulk? Well, now I don't have a character to play as. That's the type of thing this comes down to.
I mean, but it makes sense in the there's not two Hulks.
Correct.
So it makes sense in that aspect of it. Well, Destiny is it is a class of a character. This is an actual character. Right,
but why make a game like that? That's why nobody understands why this is done like this. Nobody understands. Like, nobody knows the full. I can't tell you anybody that's told me a full thing about what Avengers is. The press conference itself, you can go back and watch, doesn't tell you what this game is. Like, it doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell you the multiplayer stuff. It doesn't tell you any of the single player stuff. This gameplay looks great. But also, let me remind you that have you ever been hurt by a demo before? I'm sure you have. And so have I. I mean, I've been hurt by multiple. This looks great. Everything about this gameplay, the way the specials look. This was an 18-minute video that I cut down to 10 minutes. So it's a bunch of just gameplay that looks awesome. Like, I love the way it looks. I'm just not as excited for it because I think the main thing I'm pissed off about is it's the same story being told over and over and over again. Why are we keep using the Avengers? Like, I understand, yes, it's big. Yes, it's going to sell. But why? Why can't we use
Because it's recognizable characters because of the MCU.
Understandable, but it doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be that. Why can't you...
Well, who would you have then?
Put some random people in there. Make a Guardians game like this. Guardians is not a recognizable name. Not a lot of people know the Guardians besides who's seen movies. Yeah, but the thing is, here's the thing.
But that's not going to get any money.
You could do...
Right, and you have to... You're making a game to sell.
And I understand that, but I'm tired of seeing this. That's why...
No, I agree with you.
I am very tired of seeing the same fucking characters. And that's me. That's me as a comic lover. I'm tired of seeing it.
For someone who, like myself, who is not a big comic character, comic reader, I am happy to see them start down a road. The MCU has brought a lot of traction to a lot of characters that most people wouldn't know. You can say that, but
I like the MCU, but I hate it at the same time because now it brings a bunch of people in that feel like they know a shitload of information about comic book characters when they don't. That's the reason. And I don't get me wrong. I know that happens in Star Wars. I know that happens in Star Trek. I know that happens in every Harry Potter. I know that happens in every fucking thing. That's
in every
imaginable.
fandom, there is people who have just seen the whatever and think they know.
Correct, and it annoys the living. It's just like when people try to argue with me about Deadpool stuff. It's obviously a dumbass thing to do when I'm a fucking fanatic. It just annoys me. Like this, like the person you just seen here, the little girl that tripped over and fell. That's Kamala Khan. The fact that they're bringing other characters in about this, I like. That I do like. Like they talked about that. They talked about Ant-Man being in this. I like that. They talked about Hank Pym being in this, and they talked about Kamala Khan being in this, and I think that's great because Kamala Khan should be in this. Which Kamala Khan and Miss Marvel, if nobody knew that. Kamala Khan is an awesome character, and I think they should put her in this. The fact that they're going to keep giving you characters, and supposedly they're going to be free. I'm putting that in quotations for audio listeners. Supposedly they're going to be free. When you buy the game, you get every update free. That's cool, and that's awesome, and I hope that's real.
So you saw and you loved Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes, I did.
How many normal people knew Miles Morales was Spider-Man before that movie? and the Gwen Stacy was Spider-Gwen and all this other stuff.
People who read comics.
Correct.
Yeah.
Household people? No, people didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know, Miles Morales is one of my favorite Spider-Men, but half people in the world didn't know that.
Right.
And when I say, you know, the Black Spider-Man, people immediately go to Black Suit Spider-Man, you know, symbiote Spider-Man. And so it's bringing more traction and recognition to other characters. You know, how many people actually knew Guardians of the Galaxy before that movie? Oh,
absolutely nobody. I mean, unless you read comics, you don't know Guardians. But the thing is what I'm saying about this is I don't like how everything has to be in Avengers. You know, you could have still made this.
I think it's a great starting point because then you know people recognize the Avengers.
You've had
Captain Marvel, Iron Man, all this stuff, and then you can bring in Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel. And then that's going to bring I thought Carol Danvers. For me, I think it's a good thing. Agree to disagree at this point.
I don't like.
I get what you're saying, Adam, but
I don't like the fact that I'm seeing the same characters.
Avengers is over fucking done.
Do you know how many sets of Avengers you have, Adam? Do you know how many sets there are?
Shit tons.
Are we talking MCU or are we talking comic book?
I'm not talking MCU because honestly, I don't think the MCU can hold up to what comics do. Because you only see one version of the Avengers, correct? In MCU, technically you see two at the end at the end of Endgame. Or at the end of not Endgame, but
Civil War. No,
Civil War. No, not Civil War. Whatever is the one before Endgame. Infinity War.
Age of Ultron.
Infinity War. No. That might have been it at the end of Endgame. Yes.
Well, when Captain Black Widow walks in and you have
yes, it was. So and you had Wanda there and you had everybody there. Yep. So yes, do I think that stuff is wonderful? Yes, I think it's great to see that stuff. I love the MCU. I love all the Marvel movies. I think Marvel does movies the way they should be done, and I love that it brings stuff to people that need to be seen, like especially for kids, because kids love to see things that they read or that they might not have known about. Like my nephews love to watch movies of Spider-Man. He's a Spider-Man fan, so he loves watching Spider-Man stuff, and that's awesome. But what I hate is that we're using these same characters. Do you know how many characters are in the Marvel universe, in the comic universe? A shitload.
A lot.
Yeah, and
that's an understatement.
They're continuously using the same 5. Like, that's what bothers me. Like, you could be using other characters. Are they known? No, but that's the thing. If you put Marvel on a game, and you got big creators like Crystal Dynamics making them, which don't get me wrong, a lot of people don't know Crystal Dynamics. I'm sure I understand that. If you guys don't know, Crystal Dynamics are the creators of Tomb Raider, the reboot. Here's the thing. They could easily put this as, it just started the video over, by the way. They could easily put this as and to be completely honest, once again, I have no insider information. This could easily be done. I could be talking out my ass for all I know. They could add so many characters in this game where you don't know. They could eventually add 130 characters in this game. You don't know. None of us know that. Right. What I find weird about this is that this is launching at the end of a cycle. This is launching at the end of a console cycle. And now this is coming out in September, and we already know that PS5 is launching holiday 2020, and Xbox One is launching holiday 2020. Like, I find that weird where you're launching a. Now, don't get me wrong, it'll most likely be backwards compatible, but I find it weird that you're launching a live service game, because this is a live service game. They've already said that it's an online live service game. I just don't know if I want that, and I could be the only person in the world, which I'm sure I'm not. I don't know. I don't know if I want a online Destiny type multiplayer live service Marvel game, when I would much rather have I've once again told you guys I'm a Deadpool fanatic, so take this with a grain of salt. Deadpool was a wonderful game. Why? Because it went off its rocker, and it went and did what it did best. I thought Deadpool was great because it was what it was. Do I think any of the other Marvel games were great? No, because they were based on a movie, which is another reason why I'm glad this is not based on a movie. This is based on its own storyline, which I think is wonderful. I think that was the best thing they could have done, honestly. I just don't know if using the same 5 characters all the time is what I want. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt, because they could easily put 130 characters in this game, and then now I'm talking out of my ass, and I end up loving it.
Right. Well, that's the thing, is you as a comic book, lover can get annoyed by that, and you're well within your right to be annoyed by the fact that it's the same 5. I think as a game development studio and position, that's a great thing to do. Pick your 5 biggest characters that everyone recognizes. Since 2012, I think was when Avengers came out. These are household names. Everyone knows these people. And so that's a great place to start. And then, like I said, then you can bring in your lesser known characters. So for me, I think it's a good thing.
Because here's another reason why I say that I'm tired of seeing the same 5 characters. I'm glad that I need people to understand that I'm not mad that comic movies come out. I think it's great because it gives not only people, but it gives kids a way to see these new characters, and they might want to get into the comic world. We need more kids reading comics because we need comics to live longer, in my own opinion. Mm-hmm. The reason I get mad about a lot of this stuff is because now you're giving less traction to these characters that are not known. Now you're giving, and yes, you might put a character in there, but the thing is, I feel like it should have led with characters that aren't well known, so that those characters could have got some traction. They could have been seen. They could have been known more. That's why I'm happy Kamala Khan's in there. Kamala Khan hasn't been around long, and the fact that now she's going to get a little bit of traction in this is going to be really cool to me, and I love seeing her in that. Because why? Because you haven't seen her a lot. So I think it's awesome that they're putting that in there, and if they put like Hank Pym in there, cool, that's great. Here's the thing: you've always played these characters in almost every game so far. They had an Iron Man game. It might have been shitty, but they had it. They had a Hulk game. Might have been shitty, but they had it. They had a Thor game. Could have been shitty, but they had it. Had a Captain America game. Could have been shitty, but it had it. Black Widow's the only one they haven't had one as. Also, where the fuck is Hawkeye? Hawkeye always gets shit on.
I mean, yeah.
Hawkeye always gets shit on, and that was the other thing about this game was that there's no Hawkeye. That was the only thing if you're gonna do it like the Avengers should be, Hawkeye should be there.
Well, it's what is shown.
Right.
You said, it could come through, and you have every single MCU, not MCU, but Marvel comic book character. Not,
right.
Probably not.
Right.
But you have that option, and this being an online game, there's no telling where they could go. It starts out with these 5, and then like Smash, you have fighter passes, and then you get 6 new characters.
Right, and if they do that, that's great. I think that's awesome, and I think if that's the way. From what they've said, it sounds like something like you just said, but it's from what it's supposed to be. Once again, I'm putting quotations up. Free. It's supposed to be a full free update where all characters are free. Now they're gonna have what's it called? Not microtransactions, but not loot boxes, but you can buy costumes and stuff. Supposedly,
right? Supposedly, and that's how they're going to make their money, is because you get Iron Man skin, but for $9.99 you can get Tony Stark's Iron Man,
right? Or you can get the gold, or you can get gold Iron Man, or you can get the Mark 45, I want to play as Superior Iron Man. I think this is. Here's the thing: am I excited for this? No, I'm not. And I think the only reason I am is because I'm very optimistic, or I'm a very God damn it, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Pessimistic.
No, is that the one where I'm kind of worried about it?
Yeah, you have a negative feel of it.
Thank you. So yes, I'm feeling pessimistic about it because I want to play it. I do. I think it's gonna be good? I hope so. Am I probably gonna play it day one? Most likely, just because that's what I'm going to do. That's Kamala Khan, by the way, everybody. I'm just hoping they have a lot more enemies than Taskmaster. We've seen Taskmaster a lot of times. I'm hoping a bunch of stuff. But you see, this is why it's really weird for me, which people understand this because of a fandom. If you're a fan of something, you want to make sure it's the best of the best because you love it, right? And I understand Star Wars fans now because their hate of The Last Shot era, the hate of certain movies. I can understand where they come from when I watch certain movies like this, because I walk in, I'm like, well, that's not how that happened. Oh shit, that's not how that happened. Well, fuck, that's not how that happened. It's kind of like we've talked about this before. Me watching The Witcher again. I'm not going to go back on that tangent, but it being like the books was awesome. Being able to see that, and in the MCU and doing a lot of stuff like that, it's. Seeing those movies, it's kind of like, you fucking did this, you fucking asshole. And mostly it's not in the MCU, it's mostly DC when I watch it. When I watch those movies, I'm like, fuck. But I am excited, and I hope this is going to be good. I'm sorry, I'm not as excited as everybody else, but I am a little bit, at least a smidge excited to play this, because we do deserve a good Marvel superhero game. We do deserve that. I will admit that. I'll be the first person to admit that. Let's hope it's going to be good.
I'm excited, and I'll be working at that point, so I might pick this up day one.
Cool.
Like, this is a game that I'm genuinely excited about. So, John, thoughts?
Honestly, dude, watching the gameplay and stuff, I'm like, all right, it looks cool here, but this part looks a little weird, and this part looks a little weird. I'm not sure how I'm going to like it. I think I definitely will wait before I play it.
I'm like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic was the word I was looking for, by the way. Pessimistic. I am pessimistic about it. I do want to watch it. I'm sorry, I do want to play it. Like I said, I'll probably end up playing it day one, knowing me, because I do love Marvel. I do love comics, and this should be right up my alley. It should be. It's one of those things where it should be aiming directly at me. There should be a gun at me right now saying, "Hey, this is your fucking game." I'm just hoping it's going to be as what it is, and I'm hoping we get more information on it. That's the main thing I'm hoping, just because we don't have a lot.
And I'm kind of with you too. Is I'm tired of seeing the same characters over and over again. And I've seen so many Avengers movies, and I know that Avengers have been around for fucking ever, and that there's a wealth of characters out there, and they could have done anything with Marvel. And I'm just kind of tired of seeing Black Widow. I'm tired of seeing Iron Man to some extent, even though he was always my favorite Marvel character for a long time.
Adam, Adam, I see what you're saying. I mean, what do you need? What are you? You're a video game. What are your video game company? What are you trying to do? You're trying to sell video games. Why do you want to put the top five characters from Avengers in this? I mean, for one, the game is called Avengers. Why do you want to put that in there? Why? Because you want to make money. Why do you want to put these 5 characters that are well known? Or you want to make money. You want to do that. I understand that. I fully do, and I agree. You should want to do that to make money, because that's who people know. That's who household names know. If nobody knows, let's say for instance, nobody knows Spider-Gwen, like you said earlier, or nobody knows Rocket Raccoon, or nobody knows these characters, but they do know Black Widow, they do know Captain America, they do know Iron Man. But here's the thing that also gets into a weird thing. You're calling the game Avengers, but if you bring certain people in, unless you're only bringing Avengers characters in, which at one time Ant-Man was Avengers, and at one time Kamala Khan is actually New Avengers, I believe. So as long as you're only bringing Avengers characters in, that title still makes sense. It's when you're not bringing only those in. If you're bringing other characters in, which I'm sure they're smart enough to know that, but I'm a little bit excited for this game. And I'll tell you, watching this gameplay trailer and cutting this video today, I was like, oh yeah, all this shit looks really good. Like I do want to play this. Like I really do, especially because they got so in God of War, do you know how you can throw the Leviathan axe in God of War, and it'll come back to you? So you'll see Thor throw his hammer here in a minute, and it'll come back to him. And they got the guy that designed that in God of War and brought him in, and now he did the same thing here. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's that.
So the original Avengers, Ant-Man, Wasp, Iron Man,
right?
Thor and Hulk.
Correct.
So 3 of the 4 are.
They've already said Ant-Man's gonna. They've already said Ant-Man's gonna be in it. They've already said it. They announced that at E3.
3 of the 5 are in this, the gameplay trailer. Iron Man, Hulk, and Thor.
Right.
But
Wasp will probably be in there.
Right. If Ant-Man, Wasp will be there.
If they're bringing Ant-Man, they're bringing Wasp.
But then, then you had Captain America as at one point, Hawkeye, Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch, Giant Man. Spider-Man, Black Knight, Black Widow. I mean, there have been so many different people to come in and out of the Avengers, which is great because this
you have
being
more
called
characters.
The Avengers,
you have more characters. You have more characters, correct. And so some of those people like Black Knight, Moon Knight, none of them are known. You know, so bringing those characters in would be great because then people can know who they are. They can play as their characters, or they can play as maybe somebody's favorite comic book character. Do you know how long until Deadpool came out I wanted a Deadpool video game? A long time, because Deadpool was amazing. You know, and then when Deadpool got his movie, you know how long I wanted that? When they showed that footage of Ryan Reynolds doing that test, and it was I'm like, yes, this could work. I was so excited. And then it finally worked out. But yeah, man, it's exciting.
Thank God for Ryan Reynolds.
Thank God for Ryan Reynolds. He is.
If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have it.
He is a beautiful man.
He is a national treasure.
He is a national treasure. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Actually, speaking of national treasure,
segue.
National Treasure. They're making a new one. That's not in the news cycle, which it should have been. But yes, they're making a new National Treasure, and I can't wait for that. Nicolas Cage must still be in debt.
I'm okay with this. Stay in debt as long as you want.
Yes.
Nicolas Cage loves those movies. He loves making those movies.
He
loved what he learned so much that he even bought a plot in the graveyards in Louisiana and New Orleans, and had a pyramid grave built with all sorts of cryptic shit on it.
That's pretty awesome.
I went and saw it. It was interesting.
I'm gonna throw a fun fact at you guys. Nicolas Cage has the most expensive comic collection in the world.
Really?
Yes, he has one. I'm sorry, he doesn't have the most, but it's one of the most. Also, Nicolas Cage also owns the most expensive comic in the world. He owns Action Comics #1, which is the original Superman comic. It is rated at a 6.8, and it is not rated that high, but that's pretty good for a comic that came out in 1930s.
That's probably one of the best then, period, because you can't find it that.
He bought that for $1.8 million. He bought that one. He owns the most expensive comic in the world.
That's crazy.
I didn't even know he was a comic book fan at all.
He loves fucking comics.
Well,
that's awesome.
Side note, fun fact about Henry Cavill: he was playing World of Warcraft when he got the call about Superman.
Yes, I learned
and
that.
He actually missed that first call.
I learned that because he was raided. Because he was in the middle of a raid. I learned that on Giant Bomb this week.
Yeah, he looked at his phone. And he was like, "Guys, I gotta go real quick," and took a call. And then he came back, to his guild. And he was like, "Yo, I just got the role of Superman."
I learned that on Giant Bomb this week. It's also I found it hilarious. They were talking about, like, you've seen all the stories going around. Henry Cavill loves playing video games. I love that story because it was funny. It was just so like
crazy.
It's so funny. It's like, yes, bitch, celebrities love playing video games too.
It's like Joe Migliano loving D&D.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this really hot, sexy looking guy that all the women, go crazy over, likes D&D. Maybe we all can like it. Who knows? Fuck it. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So I digress, guys. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Because we got two more stories, and we've still got more stuff here. So Final Fantasy VII Remake was also pushed back a month. This was the one that hurt me, but not that much. So I'm gonna read the notice here from Yoshinori Katase, which is the producer of Final Fantasy VII Remake. We know that so many of you are looking forward to the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake and have been waiting patiently to experience what we've been working on in order to ensure we deliver a game that's in line with our vision and the quality that our fans who have been waiting for deserve. We have decided to move the release date to April 20th, 2020. We are making this tough decision in order to give ourselves a few extra weeks to apply final polish to the game and to deliver you with the best possible experience. I, on the behalf of the whole team, want to apologize to everyone, as I know this means waiting for the game just a little bit longer. Thank you for your patience and continued support. I'm going to throw up some Final Fantasy VII gameplay, remake gameplay. This is from Tokyo Game Show. That's one of the Abzu boss battles. So
this makes me sad.
This does. Like,
well, important birthday.
Until here's the thing. I think this was pushed back. I don't think this is pushed back. How much do you guys know about
I know they're very important.
I'm pretty sure
there are 4.
I'm pretty sure Square's financial financial is really good. So I'm pretty sure that Square's financial is Square's financial aids on the So I also thought
better.
I honestly think that's also my opinion. Because you can get all the two games in the same match. That's the thing. I don't really care. I mean, this is a big game for versions now. I'm okay with it. If it means that games are good.
My intensity. It was a really great game.
Most Final Fantasy.
Or 86.
6.
The gunblade is like the most awesome fucking weapon of all time. In Final Fantasy.
Followed by Cloud's Buster Sword.
But I can stab somebody in the chest.
I can also put you a 17-foot sword on Buster Sword. And actually, Sephiroth's fucking sword is actually probably the Buster Sword. Sephiroth's blade's probably about 30 feet long.
Anyway, Mike, so yes, they're planning
So they pushed out. So they pushed out. And I don't have a problem. I think it's great. I think it's going to be 24 before we finish this game. They haven't said yet. There's 3 discs. 4 discs. There's 4 discs. So the way this game is supposed to get to the end of the big guard, which in the game is about 7 hours. So they said this is a 40-hour game. So they have added stuff to this game. And supposedly just letting everybody know how it's on the weeks of the game can miss the game. So be careful with what you're looking for. There are links online about what's in the game and change and stuff, so be careful. So it's exciting. It's exciting. I'm just ready to start. And to be honest, these next 2 games are this one.
Yes. All those months and there's no way
Okay. All right, moving on. So Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed. This comes from the people at CD Projekt. I'm going to read their official statement. We have important news regarding Cyberpunk 2077's release date we'd like to share with you today. Cyberpunk 2077 won't make the April release window, and we're moving to launch date to September 17, 2020. Now, I want to go ahead and pull us back to an E3 episode of the ADHD Gamer, to where Michael McMahon, sat here and said that this game will be delayed. If you're a CD Projekt Red fan like I am, they delayed The Witcher. They delayed The Witcher somewhere around 7 times. You should know this was going to happen. Wait a little bit longer. It's been in development for 6-7 years now. Just leave it alone. It's fine. Just wait for it. It'll be there. It'll be here, people. And to be honest, this is good. This is really good for the game, and you'll be excited to play this when it comes out. We are currently at a stage, I'm back in the article here, we are currently at a stage where the game is complete and playable, but there's still work to be done. Night City is massive, full of stories, content, and places to visit. But due to the sheer scale and complexity of it all, we need more time to finish playtesting, fixing, and polishing. We want Cyberpunk 2077 to be our crowning achievement for this generation, and postponing launch will give us the precious months we need to make the game perfect. Expect more regular updates on progress as we get closer to the new release date. We're looking forward to seeing you in Night City. Thank you for the ongoing support. And that's from CD Projekt Red.
Well said.
Very well said. And here's the thing, people. CD Projekt hasn't let you down yet. Like, the games they put out are great. They are wonderful. If you played The Witcher 3, obviously you know it wouldn't have got Game of the Year for no reason. I think it's gonna be great. I'm very excited for this.
It's okay. It's okay to be upset, but you know what?
Yeah.
If this game turns out to be one of the best games of all time, then you know what? It was worth it to delay it that long.
In all honesty, it will be.
Yeah. I honestly believe that.
CD Projekt is one of my top 3 favorite developers. I love their games. I love the stuff they do in their games. I love the narrative. You know, their narrative is going to be good.
Yeah. You can just look at the trailers and just see that the narrative is going to be one of the most amazing things. Like, just the storyline in general is going to be amazing.
This excites me because they've pushed it back, and a lot of my personal things happen after I graduate and start working.
Mm-hmm.
So, it came out in April, and I was going to have to buy it on console. So that would have been, load time. It would not have been the greatest.
No, I mean,
so push back till
go ahead.
September. It gives me the opportunity to get money together and build a PC. I'm not saying I'm building a PC just for this, but it excites me that I can play this game on a PC. Kind of closer to launch.
You should buy the key now if you get a chance, or sometime soon, because me and Jonathan got it for, I don't want to say the price we got it for, but we got it for a rather good price, which I will tell you when we get off here. And right now I can tell you where that is, what that price is looking like right now. It's probably went up. It's
budget.
$44.89 actually is what it is right now. We bought it for $42. So, and CD Keys is a reputable site. IGN uses it, so if IGN uses it, then it's reputable.
And it's going straight to
the developer,
CD Projekt Red.
And I think about it all year, and it's through GOG. So, dude, if you're gonna buy it, go ahead and get it. So you ain't. I mean, unless you want to pay full price, which is fine. That's cool too. I think it's gonna be awesome. And I was gonna tell you, Adam, if you're gonna do it, man, just wait till you get a PC to play it. Just try and stay away from like spoilers and stuff the best you can.
Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna have to do. Like, I'm excited for it. Like, this looks to be such a great game, and I don't want to. I mean, like, The Last Jedi had issues with like loading and frame rates and all that. It wasn't the worst, but at the same point, if I had played it on PC and not had those issues, I think I would have enjoyed it more.
Yep, and that's the same thing I said. I said the exact same thing. It was just sluggish, and it acted up, and you could tell the frame rate dropped a bunch. Loading times were long as shit. You could tell. So yeah, guys, that's Cyberpunk. And talking about Cyberpunk, our last bit about Cyberpunk here is about. This comes to us from Connor Sheridan over at Games Radar. Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer is its own AAA project and probably won't be out until 2022. So they are working on this along with Cyberpunk. And they talked about this a while back, and nobody really explained what it's going to be. The Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer is going to be a freaking massive AAA game from what they've said. Kind of like GTA Online, if you will, if you think about that. GTA Online might as well be its own game. So that'll be coming out in 2022, and they said that'll be the earliest that it drops. So just kind of want to let everyone know about that.
Cool.
All right, guys. So that's moving on to, what do you guys say we move on to some new releases?
Yeah, sure.
Real quick, I want to touch on one thing that's not in the news segment.
Okay.
So something came. It was in CES a couple weeks ago. Origin PC has
officially
announced their Big O gaming chassis.
They have one already, though.
It's now out for the public though.
Oh, you can buy it. Is it 17 grand? Because that was the price that it was when I calculated it out, it was somewhere around 18,000 when I calculated it.
Yeah, it's like 24.
Yeah, that's the by the way, if nobody knows what the Big O is, I'm sure Adam will tell you about it. The Big O is
it's a PC. Imagine just a PC with a Xbox One S digital
X.
or PS
It's got
Pro.
an X, right?
S.
I thought it said Xbox One X.
It's S all digital.
How do you not put a $24,000? How do you not put an X in a $24,000?
Or the PS4 Pro.
Yeah, it's a PS4 Pro, an Xbox One S, and a Switch, and also
the consumer model is just the PC,
What?
and one is either just the Pro or the S
for 24 grand.
for 24 grand, and that's with a 1660 Super.
What?
Yeah,
dude, the one that I watched a video of had a Switch,
had the Switch,
an Xbox One X, an Xbox One X, a PS4 Pro, a RTX Titan, 2 RTX Titans.
Mm-hmm. Like super badass, and it was all water cooled. This one is in a smaller chassis, and it has this weird thing on the side that I'm assuming the PS Pro is in.
Okay,
it's an interesting concept.
It's a very small chassis. I'm looking at it now.
It's like a mid ATX chassis.
It's a lot smaller than the one that was shown originally.
Right. The one that showed originally was their big Genesis.
And that one was not there for consumers.
Right, no.
Which is stupid because people would actually pay that price to have that.
Right, and
this
essentially
is 24 grand?
Right.
This doesn't even, oh my god, dude.
It's an interesting concept.
Oh no, you read this wrong, buddy.
Did I?
Yeah, it retails for $24.99. So $2,499, $2,500.
What did I say?
You said 24,000. 24,000.
Oh no!
I'm like, fuck that noise. I ain't picking nothing like that up.
That's why. See, for that, I'm like okay because, well, actually, I'm still not okay because that PC only comes with a 240 gig SSD.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, with Origin, Origin, you can customize this to whatever your desire is. Right. So I mean, I can actually put in 2 Titans, or actually, I don't think
I can put in more money into something I already paid $2,500.
Here's the thing, man. Origin, that one that was seen on that I seen on Xbox, or I'm sorry, that I seen on YouTube, was probably about 17 grand, and that was the one with an Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, a Switch in it, and also had 2 RTX Titans in it. That was like 17 grand. It might have been more. And the thing is, like, people would buy that. Like, if they put that out there, people would buy that. They might not get a lot of them. It might have to be custom made, but people would buy it. Like, if I had a bunch of money, I would think about buying something like that. Wow, that's crazy though, man. Good look on that, Adam.
I mean, I'm not doing it. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's good. It's good. The Origin's starting to do that because they needed to come out publicly and do stuff like that.
Well, I love Origin with their, customizable whatever, and it costs more to build it through Origin than to buy the parts yourself. But people who aren't mechanically inclined to build their own PC is a great way to go. It's a local company. I say local; they're in Miami. But from what I've seen, they have great products and they stand behind them.
We could just go down there and steal all their shit.
True that.
All right, let's hop into new releases, man. We're almost pushing 3 hours.
Sorry for that tangent. I saw that and I just wanted to.
So we're gonna hop into new releases. I'll start it off, or Jonathan, you go ahead and start it off, and then I'll go, and then Adam, you go.
Okay. First is The Sims Tiny Living Stuff Pack on the PC, January 21st.
Football Tactics and Glory, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on January 22nd.
The DualShock 4 back button attachment for the PS4 in the United States on January 23rd.
I've heard that thing is fucking amazing from the videos and reviews I've seen so far. Go ahead, John.
Fantasy Zones for the Switch, January 23rd.
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition for PS4, Switch on January 23rd.
Nice.
Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC PS4 January 23rd.
Oddworld Stranger Wrath HD for the Switch January 23rd.
Rugby 20 for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, January 23rd.
Shinobi for the Switch January 23rd.
The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners PC VR January 23rd.
Awesome sauce. Guys, let's hop into the budget gamer here. John, go ahead and give us a little bit of stuff here where we can save some money.
Okay. I basically put some of the other games on what you can pre-order. So for CD Keys, CD Keys right now has Resident PC for $46.19.
You cut out there. Say that again.
They now have Resident 3 pre-order for PC for $46.19.
Okay.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX for Switch is $53.69. Vampire Masquerade 2, which is going to be on the PC, is at $48.79. Doom Eternal is the same as it was last week for $39.59. Cyberpunk 2077 for PC actually went down a little bit from last week. Is now $44.89 for the PC, but it is also the same for Xbox One as last week for $52.79. And finally, sorry, I keep saying this wrong. Jedi Fallen Order for the Xbox One is $35.39, and on PC it is $43.59. This week on Epic Games is been released. It's going to be out from January 16th to January 22nd. And it's the same stuff for Stadia Pro as it was last week. Obviously, it's not going to go out till next month. They still have Rise of the Tomb Raider and Thumper. Xbox Games with Gold still has Styx, Shards of Darkness, Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy for Xbox 360, and Batman the Telltale series for Xbox One. And it's also, again, still same thing for PS Plus, Uncharted the Nathan Drake Collection, and Goat Simulator, which will end on February 3rd.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. So, did I not put the topic on here?
It's on there.
No, there it is right there. So, the topic of the week, gentlemen, is going to be a favorite retro console. So, we'll go ahead and start here, John. We don't got to spend a lot of time on this. Let's talk about your favorite retro console.
That's kind of hard thing to say because I kind of right off the bat I'm thinking PS2 and N64. But I think for me N64 is definitely my favorite. Had some of the best games. I had the best time of them when I was a teenager, hanging out at my friend's house in middle school, elementary school, whatever. I don't remember how old I was at the time, but playing great games like GoldenEye, Conker's Bad Fur Day, which was like the first game I played that was really kind of fucked up.
Good times.
Cutting teddy bears' heads off and shit and doing World War II. But overall, I think they had some of the best games and special titles that were specifically for them, exclusives. So out of any Nintendo generation. And look what you got, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Those are my two favorite Zelda games of all time. So N64, I think, is still where it's at. I still play my Nintendo 64. That's just really all there is for me, period.
Okay.
So, even though I play them all.
For me, it would be the Game Boy Color.
That's a good choice.
I love my Game Boy Color. Unfortunately, the one I have is not my original. But Pokemon, Red and Blue, Red specifically, I can't tell you how many times I've played that game, and it was, my favorite. And then having all like Tetris, and there are some games that I remember like very fondly that taking road trips down to Miami to my grandpa's house, and once it got dark, you were pretty much screwed. It had its own little quirks and stuff, and I see all these new mods for it, for backlights and like HD displays, and it just nothing beats the the old school, having to like find the right light to see your
yeah, I used to have one of those. I used to have one of those lights that plugged in the side.
So the side,
the worm lights or whatever they were. I had one of those.
When I was a kid, when that first came out, you were king shit if you had a fucking Game Boy Color. Like that, you were the fucking boss, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, I love.
I remember taking it to elementary school and trading Pokemons with that stupid link cable.
Yeah.
Yes, that was so fun.
Shitty link cable.
Mine has to be. I actually am following Adam, but going different. Mine is my Game Boy Advance SP. The reason my SP is there is because not only can I play Game Boy Color games, but I can also play some of my advanced games. A game I spent a lot of time with, which nobody knows, is the original Zoids that was on Game Boy Advance. I spent so much time with that game and loved it, and I still play it to this day. I love it, man. If it's not that, it's probably my Dreamcast. I've played so much of my Dreamcast, it's not even funny. Playing Power Stone and stuff. But excuse me, I'm sorry. Mine definitely has to be. Even though I have more memories with my original PlayStation with my grandma and stuff, mine has to be my SP. Just because playing Pokemon, like Adam said, I mean, I played the original Red, Blue, and Yellow on my original Game Boy Color I had. Actually, I played them on an original Game Boy. A Game Boy, a gray, shitty ass green Game Boy, a green color screen Game Boy. But I had a Game Boy Color too, which I had the purple see-through one, which is actually the one I had not too long ago. It's still here somewhere. But yeah, man, it's pretty great. Actually, speaking of GBA,
I remember I got my Game Boy Color at the same time I remember for Christmas, because I found it literally the day before Christmas in my mom's fucking closet. And I was so damn excited.
So speaking of GBA, I've modded mine, but there's my SP right there.
Yeah.
I've modded mine, but there's my baby right there. And I actually have this wonderful bad boy here. SD cart, baby. Throw all my SD on there. But yeah, I took this thing with me for when I did this. I took this. Like I said, almost every console in my house is modded. But I take this thing with me everywhere I go. Man, this little case usually goes with me everywhere I go. Yeah, that's the one I had. That's actually the one I had.
This is actually my second one. My parents picked this up at a yard sale for like $5.
That's pretty awesome. If I could find a sale like that, I would buy multiple of them.
Wasn't the original flat purple?
The original Game Boy Color? Yes, it was.
Yeah,
it was a matte purple. The original.
Yeah, that's the one I had.
I believe that was like a special edition. The one that Adam just shown. My favorite Pokemon game is actually Pokemon Gold and Silver. I love blue. I love blue and I love red. But Gold and Silver was like where that color shone, and you could see the color difference in them. And I loved them, and I played that on there so much, man.
The story and gameplay was even. So
yeah, it was really good. I'm hoping for a Let's Go. I want a Let's Go of those two, like a Let's Go Meryl,
dude,
like a Let's Go.
That
Meryl,
would be fantastic.
Like a Let's Go Pichu or something, or Togepi. Let's Go Togepi kind of thing. I would love that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So Game Freak, check us out, man. Do that shit. So guys, you guys got anything else to say before we say bye to these people here?
No, man. Just thank you to all the new viewers on our Facebook. Hopefully they'll come and check out this podcast.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it'd be nice. I mean, we didn't just spend 3 hours at nighttime for no reason. Hopefully we get some people.
So we'll hopefully get some more stuff, and thank you ADHD gamers for listening to us.
Adam?
No, you guys have a good one, and enjoy all the new games.
Okay. Guys, I told you last week that we're going to have some news for you. Actually, as soon as we get off, we probably won't talk about it much tonight because it's pretty late. But we are going to start talking about this news more and more, and we're going to come to you pretty fast with this stuff. So get ready for it. And once again, like John said, thank you to all the people that have been liking our Facebook page and been subscribing to us on YouTube. Even if you got like 6 multiple accounts, please just go subscribe on all 6 of those accounts. That would be lovely. Still trying to get this 100 subscribers, so I get this goddamn URL. But thank you, people. So guys, remember you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at ADHD Gamer Podcast, and you can find us on our audio podcast services around the globe for pretty much anything you look at. If you go on to Apple Podcasts, please give us a rating. Please give us a 5-star rating. We would appreciate that. And also, guys, please give us a comment or some comments, if you will, and please, still we're waiting for you guys. We have an email address that you guys can hit us up at adhdgamerpodcast@gmail.com. You guys can email us there, let us know what you want us to talk about. We might even read your email on the show, which actually we will happily read your email on the show if you email that to us. So guys, let us know if you want to hear what you want to hear. John, you were saying something?
Nope, that was it, man.
Okay. All right. Guys, we want to thank you for watching this episode number 31 of the ADHD Gamer Podcast. And, yeah, guys, Adam, say bye.
Goodbye.
Jonathan, say bye.
See you later.
May the force be with you.
Always.
This is the way.
This is how I've spoken.
Thank you. All right, guys. We're out.
Later.